Oh, you know what I love?
Sports.
I love sports.
Sports.
When it comes to Texas A&M.
Where are you getting this information?
Let me tell you.
Welcome to TexAgs.
It's here. It's time. There's always a buzz in the air when you hit this moment.
He is a guy that has gotten better and better and better. He's just got that dog in him.
We will develop men. We will graduate players, and we will win championships on the field.
I think of him as this hawk. Before long, he's going to be swooping in on those quarterbacks.
Coach Elko's my guy, right? Like, I love him. I love Michael Early. Like, I think Bucky's going to be incredible.
It's football, man. And that's what Warriors do. They don't want to sit out.
And this is a real program. It's not fake. This is a real place. And if you want to be really good at football, this is a really good place to be.
You know, if I'm betting on anybody, it's the Aggies.
I don't think it makes you a hater to pick LSU to win in this game. Brian on the YouTube page, before the show's even started, already chatting away, says, guys on the SEC Nation this morning were haters. They all picked LSU in Meth Valley to win. Let's make them eat crow and beat the hell out of LSU. I don't think it makes them a hater to pick LSU. Brian Kelly at home at night is 20-1.
Right. They're the wounded animal, so to speak, backed up into the corner.
Yeah. And I think, I think A&M's gotten a lot of love nationally this week. And most places I've seen have A&M winning.
Look, does it matter, right?
No, you got to play the game, right?
People can say, hey, 94, last time A&M won, and they can come up with all kind of metrics to justify why they think LSU is going to win. And I say, fine. The great thing about that is it's not like the old days where, people voted on a champion. Mm-hmm. You just get so opinions really don't matter because they're going to line up in about, I guess, what is it now? About 36 hours?
Well, there's a part of me that hopes it starts in 27 hours because there's supposed to be a lot of bad weather. And you
think they'll move it up?
I don't think they will, but I think they should. I just think for the purposes of my life and, and I think also to make life easier. But no, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to play in a torrential downpour. I wanted to start this morning, though, with why I think Texas A&M is going to win this weekend.
Okay.
You know me. I can be a little bit...
Well, you're going to be probably...
Mood swings.
Before the kickoff, you'll be thinking why they're not.
Yeah.
And then after kickoff, you'll be thinking why they win. And you'll probably change your mind from play to play. You're like the guy the coaches used to shuttle in a play, every other play with a different, like send a guard in.
Yeah, I'm bipolar. I admit it. Just ask my kids. That being said, I feel good, and I sometimes feel guilty for feeling good.
Uh-huh.
I feel guilty for feeling good because I'm not supposed to believe is what people have told me, right? Like in years past. But I feel good, and the reason is I think on paper A&M is better than LSU today. And I'm gonna go beyond that. Before the season, everybody told you this is the greatest defense LSU's ever had, best transfer portal of all time. This is their year. Brian Kelly, year 4. BK's gonna rock it. But more than midway through the season, the paper would tell you that A&M is a better team. What will your eyeball tell you? That A&M is a better team.
Yeah, A&M is a better team, and A&M is a healthier team.
Yes.
So give me those two elements. Hey, I'm better than you, and I'm healthier than you. Then I will take my chances, even on the road, and even in inclement weather, and even in that stadium.
Yep.
Give me the best team and the healthiest team.
I also think A&M is a more well-rounded team. That goes back to the paper, but the fact that they can beat you in multiple ways, and when I say they can beat you in multiple ways, they've proven to do that.
Yes, they have.
But they can run the ball.
They can.
They can pass the ball.
They can.
They can attack the quarterback.
They can.
They have oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes stopped the run.
I would say they've stopped the run.
More often than not.
They've stopped the run with the exception of Arkansas and UTSA, I thought, very well. I mean, I'm not going to hold it against them 136 yards or whatever it was against that Notre Dame team.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good day for a defense.
Yeah. So So I think that. I also believe, because I've seen it, A&M's offense can score 30 on the road. They can score 40 on the road.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that LSU can score 30. I mean, they could probably score 30. They've gotten close, right? But if it's a game in the
They haven't really gotten close. Not against
24 is close, right?
That's another. It's
a touchdown.
If scoring a touchdown is easy, and it's not for them.
No, but
They did it against Southeast Louisiana.
what I'm saying is, I wouldn't be surprised if they can score 30 in the game this year. Okay,
They have the talent to score 30 points.
sure. They got wide receivers, and A&M has proven that they can score 30 plus pretty much every time except the Auburn game.
And they did that to themselves.
Yeah. But LSU could tell you we do that to ourselves. We were in they had an opportunity to score touchdowns on their six first drives last week against Vanderbilt, and they didn't. Right, so they could say the same thing.
But was it because of penalties?
I think multiple reasons.
Yeah. I mean, if you just don't execute, that's one thing. If you get a penalty, that's not.
Both teams have a very good defense. One team has a more wounded defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Gooden is supposed to play. He's probable now, their defensive lineman.
Okay.
Whit Weeks has been in a boot. He's questionable.
I heard he was out.
I don't think it says out yet, but
or doubtful.
Doubtful. He is definitely on the doubtful. How much of that is gamesmanship? I don't know. Who knows? But that hurts them, right? A&M, I think, is pretty healthy on the defensive side. Bryce Anderson's not going to play. Who am I missing? Le'Veon Moss is not going to play. That's about it for right now, right? So I think A&M is healthier. Now, there is the Tiger Stadium factor, right? It's a big factor for any team and for A&M. But I still think, all that said, if it is a rainy day, I think that's more conducive to A&M's ability to run the ball, because I don't think LSU is very good running the ball.
No, they haven't been.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
Say it. I'll hear it.
Okay. I think that for this game, that the problem last week defensively in Arkansas is a blessing in disguise. Why? All right. LSU is probably, based on what they've done all year, not going to have a lot of success running the ball, consistent success. Mm-hmm. Everybody can get a 10-yard run here and there. They're not going to have a lot of consistent success running the ball. That's what the 7 games have told us.
Right.
Unless A&M runs themselves out of plays and helps them out.
Which they've done.
Well, they did that last week. So unless A&M is busting assignments and things like that, they're not going to, meaning LSU, is not going to consistently run the ball with success. We touched on it earlier this week. Mike Elko's like, guys, let's look at this and let me show you what happens when you don't. So I think it's going to be very at the front of their mind to follow their assignments and play within the structure of what they need to do. And I think you'll see a really strong defensive effort, especially against the run.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I do think that they have a more talented wide receiver group than Arkansas had. I don't know if they have the ability to stretch the field like Arkansas, because we've seen that.
Barry and Brown could get down.
But Nussmeier yet has not thrown deep this year. He's had an inability to go longer than expected. Right?
6-step. They can't block.
So, in that respect, what do you do? Passing game?
Yeah.
You don't need a spy this week.
I mean, they've got a starting left tackle out. The starting right tackle, who was once committed to A&M, Weston Davis, has been, let's say, erratic all year. So if I do, they're going to blitz sometime. But yeah, I'm going to try to. I'm going to see if I can't get to him with 4, no more than 5 guys, and do what I can in coverage.
They're going to have Carius Kern, I think that's how you say it, 5-star in some books, 4-star in others, starting at left tackle. That's not who we were hearing at the beginning of the week.
Right.
They have a swing guy that they've been putting there.
Yeah, I've already forgotten his name.
I have it written down. It's supposed DJ Chester.
Yeah, DJ Chester. Yeah,
Jazzy Chester.
He had a tough time last week against when he came in against Vanderbilt.
Hopefully he has a tough time when he comes and helps, and so does Kern. Excuse me.
You know what I'm thinking is I was listening to some LSU guy on a podcast. He was very grounded, by the way, and very realistic about things. And he kept talking about trying to block Cassius Howell and what they got to do.
Double them and chip
him. All those things, and all those things are right. But if you've been paying real close attention,
it's been happening all year.
Well, lately the guy to watch is Deion Hayes.
Okay,
because he's had a sack or at least a half a sack in each one of the last 4 games, and he was getting all over Taylor Green last week. It was just that Taylor Green was fast enough to avoid even getting around him.
Right.
I don't know that you're going to see that from Garrett Nussmeier. In fact, I know you won't.
So look, those are reasons I feel good. But there's been. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to fix it. Okay.
Okay.
I have felt good before going into games.
It's true.
And I've kind of gone through this same checklist. Why I thought they were going to beat Notre Dame to start last year. Okay. And I went through some of these same kind of things. Well, that offensive line's got a bunch of young guys. I don't know. And, Jeremiah Love's good, but, he ain't Le'Veon Moss. And I started going through all these things, right? But now we have tangible evidence that this is a different A&M team.
Yeah, the way they've won on the road, the way they've won in dramatic fashion, the way they've won with offense, the way they won with defense. Yeah, it is different.
Yeah. So let's do 3 things we want to see, okay? This is brought to you by the Brazos Running Company, your local Aggie-owned specialty running store, where you can find Brooks, On, and Hoka shoes. They're located at the Century Square below the Star Cinema Grill in College Station. All right, OB, tres cosas que quieres ver.
Colin, listen to me. It's okay to use Marcel Reed running the football, not just on scrambles, things. If you'll go back and look, when LSU's I'm not talking about over the last 2 or 3 years, when LSU's defense really struggles, they haven't been able to handle a running quarterback. We saw it against LSU last year with Marcel. Diego Pavia gave them all kinds of trouble. The kid Jalen Milroe at Alabama last year or the year before ran for 158 yards. LSU still has trouble dealing with a running quarterback. So, find the right situations and let him run.
Yeah.
Okay. I really want to see that. I want to see A&M's defense just absolutely control the line of scrimmage as they should.
Yep.
And I want to see the offensive line do the same thing, because A&M's offensive line, even if Bernard Gooden plays, A&M's offensive line is better than LSU's defensive front.
All right, this is what I want to see, okay? I want to change Nussmeier's name to Sackmeyer, okay? Because I want to live in that backfield. I want to make that dude hurt. I don't want him to lose the season, but I just want him to fear for his safety during that game, because Dayon, Cassius, DJ Hicks, Albert Regis, Dalton Brooks on a blitz, all of them, all right? That's how you're getting hyped. You like?
Yeah.
I felt like Coach Elko in the locker room. Like, you're feeling it.
I want to see Howell just swooping in on
Jason Howell?
Well, I mean,
Cassius Howell.
If he could get there.
You can get there.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be very similar here. Marcel Reed's ability to open up the run game in multiple ways. Not just Marcel.
No.
But because they're thinking about Marcel. Ay, ¿qué pasó ahí? That means, well, hey, what happened here? That's called Ruben running through. Ruben Owens, right? Or, E.J. Smith, my dear friend. Bam, another one.
Yeah. Well, I want to see more of E.J. too.
Yeah. You know who I want to see?
Who?
Well, I want to see everybody. I want to see Amari Daniels have one of these moments, right? Because I feel like it's kind of been quiet, but we know he's there. He's ready.
There's a defensive back from Arkansas that knows he's there.
Yeah, this is true.
He
ran
that guy
over
last week.
Oh, and by the way, more of Morrow.
Hey, more of everybody. Just you know what I really want to see? I want to see A&M.
This has become 12 things we want to see.
I know, but I want to see it, and we all want to see this. Here's 3 things I want to see. I want to see them score a touchdown their first series, second series, and third series, like they did against Arkansas and like they did against Florida. And get those Cajuns down like 21-0 and let them start chanting. Let those that are still there be disparaging Brian Kelly.
Well, I'm glad you put that, because my third thing that I wanted to see, an early sustained lead.
Yeah.
I don't want to play catch up in Death Valley.
No.
All right? We can pull out the red bottles for another time. I would like, look, this is about me. I don't want stress. All right? I'm kind of in a Zen moment. The gratitude I'm starting with, I just want to relax. Can I have a football season that I don't have to stress that much? And this has been there's been some stressful moments for sure.
There have been.
It's been fun.
Oh, it's been a lot of fun.
Let's make it more fun.
Yeah. Let's make it. What would be more fun than winning at LSU?
A national championship.
Well, so far. Yeah, that would be the most fun. But I'm working my way up there.
It'd be pretty fun. Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Get rid of that demon. How long was it before they had won at Notre Dame? It was a while, right? Oh, since they had won a ranked game.
They had not beaten a ranked non-conference opponent on the road since 1979. A top 10 non-conference opponent on the road since 1979.
That's exactly right. 16 minutes in. All right.
Now we're moving fast today.
Yeah, we are. What's the name of the show?
This is TexAgs Live.
Thank you for reminding me.
Sometimes I want to say I want to say the Go Hour, but
it is the Go Hour.
Yeah, but I got to remember the first one is TexAgs Live,
and that's presented by David Gardner's Jewelers.
Yes, David Gardner's Jewelers. Gem of a guy, Julia, the gem of a lady.
Yeah, they're just gems.
Gems.
The TV show Gem. You ever watch it?
No.
You should. I think you'd like it. We are in the Rollo Insurance Studio.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Jason, Jackson, and the boys.
And the boys, yeah, and the girls too. We are currently doing the Go Hour.
The Go Hour is brought to you by the warehouse at CC Creations.
That's very kind of them to do that.
Yeah, we appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much. And this current time, we are sitting in the throne of the
Cool Zone, the Holistic Planning Cool Zone.
Great people at the Cool Zone.
Yeah.
Well, we're here, but if great people at Holistic Planning.
Yeah, well, I mean, they help people make money, save money, put money away, all things with money. Yeah, it's great.
And if you want to call us, we might take your call. We might even talk back. 979-693-1150. That is
the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline.
Buppy and I had a nice conversation about football yesterday. Yeah. Food. I'm an etouffee guy.
Oh, so am I.
Yeah?
Yeah. Had etouffee for lunch and dinner.
Me too.
Because I took some home.
I took some home too. But I said, Buppy goes, hey, you want me to make you a to-go plate? I was like, oh, that'd be great. He made me like 4.
Yeah, I saw him putting it all together.
Yeah, what a kind man.
I said, man, I had to do it myself for mine.
Yeah,
I don't rate.
I was on the air. That's why. I was on the air. You were done. All right, let's go around the room, left to right, and say hi to the humans. Behind the glass is our dear friend, Nick Savage. Nick, good morning, sir.
Howdy, good morning, y'all.
Howdy, how are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling good about tomorrow, weather permitting or not. I think I kind of agree with Josh Pate. He said yesterday that he doesn't know if LSU can find 28 points, and I think that's what A&M's going to score. I know, again, second week in a row, y'all don't pay me to give predictions, but I'm going to give you one anyway. 28-17, A&M takes the big road win, and they're 8-0.
You get paid?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought he was an intern.
A little bit.
Oh.
Thank you, Nick. Let's go to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Reese Nygren. The beard is a little more Paul Bunyan-ish. I like it.
Thank you.
It's a little thicker, right?
Yeah, it's getting thicker.
Are you doing a harden, or what are you going to do?
We're undetermined yet.
Oh.
We're going to kind of see how it goes.
Parts unknown. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's looking very Lagrange-ish. Lagrange-ish.
How is like a normal Lagrangian person look like?
With a beard.
I'm glad you said that, because yesterday Luke on the show said somebody didn't look Cuban. And I was like, what does a Cuban look like?
Yeah.
And he couldn't answer that. You have an opinion?
No, because I've seen, just like in the United States, I've seen light-skinned Cubans like you. I've seen dark-skinned Cubans like Mariano Rivera and Teofilo Stevenson. You know who that is?
No idea. He's Cuban?
Look it up. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but Mariano's not.
One of the greatest. If he had not been Cuban, he might have been a boxing world champ.
Okay. I did not know that.
I don't know if Castro would let him.
I'm not a fan of Castro. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, we have some news on the basketball front as Bucky McMillan and his staff landed their second commit of the 2026 class in 6'11" center Josh Irving from California, the ESPN top 60 prospect and number 7 player in the state of California, chose Texas A&M over both Kentucky and Louisville. So it's nice to see A&M beating some basketball blue bloods.
That's a dude right
I always
there.
say, I don't care so much about the stars and things like that. Who else wanted them?
Yeah, exactly right.
That tells me all I need to know.
And then we've been talking about Cassius Howell having a big game. Well, yesterday he was added to the Chuck Bednarik Award watch list following 8 sacks through the first 7 games and garnering first-round draft buzz. Cassius joins teammates Torian York and Will Lee III on the awards watch list as they look to be the first Aggie to win the award since Dat Win in 1998.
Good stuff there. Thank you, Reese. Obi, let's stick around here at the Holistic Planning Cool Zone. When we come back, I want to do your matchups, go through some of these names.
Okay.
You might need to bring your laptop.
Yeah.
You might have it in your dome. You're a smart guy.
I mean, I can remember what I wrote to a certain degree, but it's better to have the
we'll do that
there
on the other side. Right now, okay, you got to go to lunch.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got to impress a sponsor. Okay.
Okay.
Like this company, this tech company is like, tell me why I should, sponsor Texas A&M. You go, let's talk about that, or TexAgs. Let's talk about that over lunch. Where are you taking them?
1775.
Okay.
And I want them in a good mood. I want them to be satisfied and not hungry. I want them to be full and to enjoy.
Right.
To say and to say, hey man, these people know what's going on. These people know what's right. They know where to go. Go to 1775 and put some succulent brisket out in front of them. They say, okay, let's talk. And I said, well, and have some of this jalapeno cheese sausage. And they're going, okay, well, I like what I'm hearing. And then how about some of this pork ribs and some of this turkey? And they say, okay, I'm very interested. I'm very
intrigued,
interested.
yeah.
And then I say, hey, have some of this. You know what I'm going to give them next?
Queso mac and cheese.
That queso mac and cheese. And they say, let's close the deal.
Done.
12
live spots per show.
Huh?
They're going to do 12 live spots per show.
Yeah. Where do I sign?
Yeah, exactly. Go to 1775 to eat and sign and get that succulent brisket, where OB might get his tattoo sleeve saying succulent brisket across his arm. It's 1775, txppq.com. It's 1775.
It's good.
Hey everyone, it's David and Olin from the Holistic Planning
Cool Zone.
I like when we have the chairs here because I don't feel like I have to do this when we're talking about holistic planning. But they want you to know, TexAgs subscribers, they take care of the TexAgs subscribers.
Oh, absolutely. Take care of everybody.
They want to know that anybody who signs up by November 27, 2025 will receive this awesome offer. If the Aggies beat the Longhorns or win in Austin on November 28, 2025, clients will pay no management fees to Holistic Planning for the entire 2026 calendar year.
That's free.
It's free 99. Actually, just free.
All you got to do is beat Texas. Well, it's not if they beat Texas. It's when they beat Texas.
When. And when you go to holisticplanning.com, you're going to love Holistic Planning. So it is holisticplanning.com. Check out the website and take advantage of this awesome offer. Beastie Boys fan?
Yeah, I can't. If I said I'd be being disingenuous if I said I was a fan.
You'll jam some songs. So.
Yeah, I mean, I heard their fight for your
You
right
gotta fight
to party.
the party? Yeah. Well, you've always fought for that right.
Yeah. Well, if they're going to fight for my right, then I should exercise that right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was a country music guy by then, So
did you grow up country music guy?
No.
No.
I kind of liked. I was always a rocker.
Yeah.
And then, then started about the time Urban Cowboy came out. I grew my sideburns out.
Yeah.
Wore the snap shirts, the pearl snap shirts. And
hey, snaps.
I was waiting for that.
Instead of getting a tattoo, Obi, maybe you should do like a ponytail, like a long, like.
Oh, well, I had that when I lived in Tyler.
I think it would be
I had really long hair.
You remember that John Clayton commercial on ESPN where they had him with the ponytail? I can see that happening with you. I want that.
We had this lady, I cannot remember her name, but she was this sweet, meek lady that she worked in news. And she probably said 10 words a month. And some guys were giving me a hard time because my hair was so long.
I can't picture that.
And someone said something to her about it, and she said, "Oh, I think it looks nice. I think he looks like a Beatle." And I went and got my hair cut that afternoon.
Like the band, the Beatles.
Like the band. Like I'm thinking, which one? Probably Ringo with my big snout.
Welcome back to TexAgs Live, by the way. We'll get to the football talk here.
Yeah, we're getting there.
OB's matchups, all right? Yeah. Let's start off with, I think, maybe the difference maker, or was definitely the difference maker last year. It could be the difference maker again. Marcel Reed.
Yeah, I'm going to put him against Harold Perkins, even though we know it's always the defense. But I think Harold Perkins might be the kind of the focus of the defense, especially the front seven this week with Weeks maybe being out and Gooden can at least maybe compromise somewhat. So look, we know that a year ago Marcel comes off the bench. He runs for 62 yards and 3 touchdowns, changed that game. Perkins was not there to try to rein in because he was hurt, but he's back healthy. Leads LSU with 2 sacks. We'd expect more from him than that. And he's also posted 32 tackles. Now, Marcel hasn't run as frequently as he has, as he did in the past. But we saw that ability last week. One long scramble for a touchdown run, and then another scramble that got called back. And we talked about earlier how LSU has had trouble with running quarterbacks, so they could have trouble again. And I think if they're going to rein in Marcel Reed, Harold Perkins is going to have a big role in that.
Another name you have on there, E.J. Smith.
E.J. Smith. Well, I think I was looking at the whole running game in particular.
Sorry, my fault.
But yeah, I think E.J. Smith. I think Marcel Reed. Obviously, Ruben Owens. They're key. The A&M is at its best when they're running the football well. And I really loved what I saw from E.J. Smith last week. I think we all did.
Yep.
He ran with speed. He ran with power. He ran with passion. And I think you're going to have to run that way against the LSU defense, which typically has been pretty good in run defense, but has had some moments where, they've gotten exploited a little bit. So I think it was South Carolina had some success running on them. And Vanderbilt did last week. So, you got to hope your guys like E.J. Smith and Ruben Owens and anybody else carrying the ball, that they can do it again.
Which other matchup do you want to get into, Obi?
Well, I think one of the obvious ones everybody's going to talk about, and we've talked about a little bit already, is the A&M defensive end against the LSU offensive tackles. Everybody's aware that Cassius Howell leads the SEC with 8 sacks. And what we talked about, Deion Hayes has been coming on. He's got 4 now, and they've 3.5 in the last 4 games. He's playing great football. So they're going to be going up against the LSU offensive tackles. Weston Davis, again, I think he's a redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
And then the other kid that looks like they're going to be starting the true freshman. You mentioned, I've already forgotten his name, Kearney. So there's some inexperience going against, one of the best pass rushers and rushes in the country. And A&M, it needs to exploit that because we've seen like almost all quarterbacks, it's not necessarily an indictment on Garrett Nussmeier, but we've seen that when he's under pressure, he tends to make some loud mistakes.
He does.
Right? And that was the case last year. So keep him under pressure.
Nygren, fact check me here. I'm fairly sure I'm right. How many sacks does A&M have on the year? Because
25.
And how many did they have last year?
28?
25.
Was it 25 all last year?
So what they did in 13 games last year.
With 3 linemen who were taken in the draft.
First 3 rounds of the draft. They have already through 7 games.
Through 7 games.
Safe to say they're going to pass that.
Samford yet.
Yeah. Safe to say they're going to pass that pretty soon. Yeah. So I feel good about the pass rush.
As soon as tomorrow.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
What would you, and I don't try to go overboard, and I think that LSU is going to, look, they're going to be, they understand what they're about, what they're facing. So I would look for Garrett Nussmeier to be throwing some screens, some quick releases. But what would you set the over-under at? I'm going to set it.
2.5.
I was going to say 2.5.
2.5.
So you're going to take the over-under. I'd take the over.
I think I'm going to take the over.
Yeah. Three is not unreasonable.
I say this out loud because I really am trying to be respectful of that program because I know what they've done. I know what they're about, and I know how difficult it is at Tiger Stadium. Mm-hmm. That being said, I feel that good about our Texas A&M football team.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to apologize for thinking A&M can win this game and is going to win this game.
No, but I'm saying like the 3 sacks and everything that I'm picking. It sounds like I'm picking A&M to win in a blowout. I'm not saying that.
If we knew, if we picked out an LSU guy, media guy that's our equivalent, and called him right, and got him on the show before the show was over, and said, okay, if we put the over/under on sacks tomorrow night at 2.5, that LSU gives up, are you taking the over or under? I just about bet that they'll take the over too.
Let's hit a break, and then Nygren can look up how many times that Nussmeier is getting sacked per game for us.
It's not that many.
It's not.
I think they've only given up 12 all year.
Okay.
But I think they gave up 2 last week.
Okay. Vandy's got a good defense.
Yeah.
They do. All right, let's hit a break. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing some Duck Camp hoodie.
Feel warm?
I feel warm, but I don't feel too
hot.
warm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel cool, in the cool zone.
You feel like you look good?
Within reason. I mean, I think my shirt looks really good.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not David Nuño.
No, let's be honest.
I'm not even Reese
Nygren? Yeah. No, you're not.
Maybe if I grew a beard like you.
But you're not brawny either.
We can all thank the Lord for little blessings, or in this case, great big ones.
So when you go to your closet, I don't know where you put your Duck Camp gear, or if you hang it.
It's all hanged up.
Okay. Do you have a Duck Camp section? Or is it kind of sprinkled in wherever it goes?
It seems like my Duck Camp stuff is in the front of the closet because when I was hanging things up, it just seems that what I wore most recent always gets pushed to the front because I don't want to go through everything.
You don't have like an organization system?
Nah, I have some things at the back of the closet but now for the most part, if I'm going to wear it on a regular basis, it's going to be pretty much to the front.
Would it surprise you that my closet is organized?
No, not at all.
I do it by color and style of clothes, but I also do have a Duck Camp section just for Duck Camp.
Just for Duck Camp.
Yeah, because it's got an array of different clothing that I like. Oh, I feel like a hoodie today. I feel like this today. I feel like the brush pants, which I don't really wear to work, but I've got those as well.
I actually am going to be wearing Duck Camp gear at the game tomorrow because I don't mean to be superstitious, but I've worn the same combination of black jeans and a Duck Camp shirt for like for both of the road wins.
So you got to do it again?
So, yeah, got to do it again.
Duck Camp, built for the outdoors and designed for everything else. Hey friends, David Nuño here for Prize Picks. They're back on TexAgs, prizepicks.com/TexAgs. Use the code TexAgs to get $50 once you play in $5 lineups. And Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Football season's here, basketball coming up, baseball, you name it. You go to prizepicks.com/TexAgs and start having some fun watching sports, making some money on there. And you can play Prize Picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Remember, they'll give you $50 in lineups once you play $5 lineups on Prize Picks. And they have the new thing. It's called It's Good to Be Right campaign, and they're kicking off the upcoming NFL season with their bold new campaign, It's Good to Be Right. The seasonal long push celebrates the thrills of getting it right, from the perfect prediction to winning your Prize Picks lineups. Prize Picks is good to be right. Welcome back to TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner.
Riley, she's on it again.
She's on it.
And that song is from Urban Cowboy, and I mentioned, so she's on it with.
She knows. Hey, we are about to do our Pick Six presented by Prize Picks.
All right, I'm out of the cellar.
Yeah, you're catching up with me. I'm having a terrible, terrible season.
I had those 2 1-9 or 1-5.
I just had a 1-5
weeks.
By the way, go to prizepicks.com/TexAgs. Use the code TexAgs to get $50 once you play in $5 lineups. It's you against the stats, right? More than or less than. Very simple 2 to 6 player stat projections. We go back to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. All right, Nygren, let's go through these games, shall we?
All right. The first one up is a battle of one-loss SEC teams as number 8 Ole Miss heads to Memorial Stadium in Norman to face the number 13 Oklahoma Sooners at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Oklahoma is 4.5-point favorites.
I'll take Ole Miss.
Has it moved to 4.5? I thought it was 5.5.
That's what I have on my sheet is 4.5.
I'll take Ole Miss in the points.
Yeah, I mean, Ole Miss last week lost to Georgia by, 3? Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Georgia's better than Oklahoma. Yeah, give me Ole Miss.
Okay, the next game up is where game day is headed as the number 15 Missouri Tigers head to Nashville to face the number 10 Vanderbilt Commodores at 2:30 on Saturday. Vanderbilt is 2.5-point favorites.
2.5. I mean, how many games are really decided by less than 3 points? I mean, they always say, "Oh yeah, there's a lot of them." The majority of games are 3 points or more. I'm going to take Vanderbilt at home.
I'm taking Vanderbilt at home as well. So Missouri, did they win? They won last week, right? Yeah, they won last week. They lost the week prior.
Double overtime.
Right?
Against Auburn, right?
Yeah.
Auburn choked it out.
Right. And they got A&M next week. Give me Vandy.
The next game up is an interesting one as ranked number 22 Texas heads to Davis-Wade Stadium to face the Mississippi State Bulldogs at 3:15 on Saturday. Texas 6.5-point road favorites.
I'm taking Mississippi State. I think Texas is going to end up winning. But I wouldn't be surprised if Mississippi State wins, actually.
I'm taking Mississippi State, and I think they're going to win.
Do you?
Well, you almost lost to Kentucky. And I get it, things were against you, and you bowed up and beat Oklahoma, and I don't think Oklahoma is that good, to be honest. Mississippi State's a dangerous team, and at home, all those cowbells and then cows.
They have cows and cowbells.
And cowbells. So I'm gonna take the Bulldogs.
You know what? State. Give me Mississippi State to win and cover, obviously.
And it's their homecoming, and they're wearing different alternate jerseys that apparently the fans have been begging for the team to wear. So everything seems to be on.
Yeah, I've never begged for clothing. For other people's clothes.
I've never begged for other people's clothes.
It's just not my thing. Okay, cool, they're wearing it. All right, yay. That's more like it. I'm not begging.
Yeah. Look, I like Mississippi State in that game. They're not a bad team.
Do you want to argue with
us?
They
dang near beat Tennessee.
Your facial expression was like, whatever, bro.
No, I'm siding with y'all. I think 6.5 is way too much out.
Yeah,
I would go as far to say I don't even think they should be favored, but that's just me.
Nygren.
I was going to say, if you're going to give me Mississippi State at home against Texas, this same Texas that looked fortunate to escape Kentucky, then I'm going to take Mississippi State.
The next game up is another ranked opponent going to an unranked opponent as number 4 Alabama goes to Williams-Brice to face the South Carolina Gamecocks at 2:30 on Saturday. Alabama 11.5-point favorites.
Give me Bama.
Bama. Yeah.
South Carolina is a disaster.
And I are on the same page on all these.
So we'll both go 1-5. That's great. Thanks.
Speaking of Kentucky, number 17 Tennessee heads to Kroger Field to face the Kentucky Wildcats.
I'm struggling with this one.
At 6:45 on Saturday. Tennessee 9.5-point favorites.
It's a big number.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Vols.
Agree.
They're not a very good defense, though. But they're not a good defense. But
Kentucky's not a good offense?
Can Kentucky capitalize on the fact?
Can they score on a 4th and 1?
And I don't know that they can, but I know. Sorry about that, Nick. I know that Tennessee can score.
I'm going to take Tennessee.
And then the last game, one that many consider
A&M.
the best of the weekend, the number 3 Texas A&M Aggies head to Death Valley to face the number 20 LSU Tigers at 6:30 on Saturday. Texas A&M, another 2.5-point favorite.
I think they're going to win by touchdown.
A&M wins 27-17. 27-17. I don't know if that's 2 field goals by Bond or a missed extra point, but 27-17. Why would I say that that LSU would score 20 points? I mean, what have you seen? They're going to be at home, but that inclement weather.
Yep.
And typically, A&M's defense would be one of the better ones that they face.
Yeah.
And
I think they win by a touchdown or more. That's where I'm at with it.
So Dave and I are 100%. We're in lockstep.
OB, let's do this because I know you got to go.
Yeah.
Why don't we quickly bank on it real quick before we hit a break, and then you can get out of here. Bank on it, presented by Vera Bank, authentic relationship-based banking built for real life. Go see Joel Jackson and the team. Learn more at verabank.com. All right. What are you banking on?
Hey, I'm banking on that A&M defense looking like the defense we expected or that we saw for three straight SEC games before Arkansas. Now, they're not dealing with the running quarterback to the degree, but, Mike Washington shouldn't have got the kind of yardage he got as a running back. So I'm banking on that A&M defense making LSU's offense look like LSU's offense has looked all year. And that will be enough.
I'm banking on a fourth quarter chokeout. Okay? Game is in limbo-ish, like we've seen a few times, right? And then there's this big Marcel Reed run, a touchdown, and it puts distance. Instead of going up 17 like you should have against Arkansas, that gets called back. It's not going to get called back. A&M's going to go up 17, silence the crowd early fourth quarter. A&M cruise to a 10-point victory.
Okay. That Aggie Conda is going to strike.
The Aggie Conda, yeah. The Aggie Conda.
You know what we said?
Choke a tiger out.
What was it? Aggie Conda, you can't. I've already forgotten what it said. You won't get none because you can't run, son.
There you go.
I had to think about it.
The Aggie Conda.
Aggie stop backs.
We'll hit a break. OB, safe travels to Baton Rouge. Enjoy the trip, buddy. All right, Rollo Insurance. That's where you get a personal agent. You get a direct phone number. You don't have to worry about a call tree, and you get to know your agent. Your agent gets to know your situation because they're a huge company now because they've blown up because they're so great. But they're like a small town place as well. Jason, Jackson, Rollo, the whole team there, Keith, Morgan, the whole crew. They're all around town. You see them at all the Aggie sporting events. You see them at the grocery stores. You see them at festivals. They are all about this community. But as I mentioned, they have 60 offices in the great state of Texas. They're all around the country now, and the difference is real with Rollo Insurance. They're going to walk you through the entire process, get you the right insurance situation for whatever you need. Farm insurance, ranch insurance, car insurance, house insurance, you name it, they've got you. The difference is real. Call them up, 888-44-ROLLO. That is 888-44-ROLLO, or go to rolloinsurance.com. Everyone, David Nuño here for Allen Honda. Had a great conversation with them earlier today. John Allen's the owner. He's been here forever. And also their GM, Rusty Skinner, great guy. Wonderful conversation. They're super local. They're a family-owned dealership, not some massive auto group. And they treat their customers like family because they basically are family. They're Aggie alums. They love Aggie sports. And they've been serving the Brazos Valley with integrity, with passion, and commitment to excellence for over 50 years, which is very rare, by the way, for the independents because people trust them. And that's why they've been doing it for such a long time. Whether you're looking to buy, lease, or service your vehicle, you can count on them for transparent, no-pressure experience that puts your needs first. And I can attest to it. Had a great conversation about my own situation with them. Their knowledgeable sales team will help you find the perfect Honda to fit your lifestyle, from fuel-efficient sedans to versatile SUVs. Leasing options are flexible and affordable, making it easy to drive the latest models with confidence. And when it comes to service, their certified technicians only use genuine Honda parts to keep your vehicle running at its best, whether it's routine maintenance for major repairs or whatever it may be. And we know that trust isn't given, it is earned, and that's why generations of local drivers right here in the Brazos Valley and Bryan College Station keep coming back to Allen Honda. As part of the community with Aggie spirit in their hearts, they are here to make everyone's visit wonderful. So visit their showroom or their service lane and find friendly, efficient, and memorable situations when you go to Allen Honda. Come see why so many College Station and Bryan drivers choose Allen Honda for their automotive needs, and remember, gig 'em. Whoop, there it is. Whoop for the Aggies. TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio, the Go Hour, presented by The Warehouse at CC Creations. We go to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Reese Nygren, Olin left because, he had to get on the road to get to Baton Rouge before some bad weather comes in. Can you actually, I should have told you to do this before, but can you do a little Google search of what it looks like the hour-by-hour rain forecast is in the Baton Rouge area? Because, look, I'm just suggesting to the humans that we just move the game to 11 a.m. for safety, right? Yeah. Not because I want to mess around with, the crowd environment. Not at all. I just think it would be a smart play to move it up to 11 a.m. That way people can drive home safer. They can be, the crowd can, it'll be a nice atmosphere. Yeah. That's the only reason.
Yeah. So according to the Weather Channel, which I think is a very good source for weather, at 6 p.m. there's a 42% chance of, these percentages actually aren't as high as you would think they are. 6 p.m. there is a 42% chance of rain, 7 p.m. 43, 36 at 8, 41 at 9, 43 at 10, and
that
44
sound
at
too
11.
Bad, then.
No, there's not, but it's thunderstorms, so lightning starts to become a factor, which then would play into long delays like we saw last week versus Arkansas. But in terms of just sheer rain percentage, it's not as high as you would think. You're thinking 80s and higher.
Rude Dog, who is rude on Twitter all the time. He's actually very nice to me, but he just never anything polite. Y'all are drunk and the graphic is incorrect. T-Sips will win and cover the 6.5. My sock account. What does that mean? My sock is like a fake account?
I guess.
Okay.
We got
all right, Rude.
A burner account.
Cool. David Edmond, who typically I don't like to hear from because he whines. Just kidding, Dave. So yesterday we did a segment on this, and I'm glad that community knows, but he brought it to my attention. Did you see that Tiger Droppings tweet about Marcel Reed talking about the stadium being underwhelming?
Yeah, I did see that.
We talked about it because I thought it was just classic lowbrow media, just trying to get as many clicks and likes as they can get. That's just what they do. I don't know Tiger Droppings if they do that or not, but that's what lowbrow media does. Well, if you read the whole article, he was talking about the 11 a.m. start. It wasn't the full experience. He wasn't disrespectful at all, but of course, people grasping at straws. Yeah. And Community Notes dropped this is intentionally misleading, and it talks about the full quote on there. So when Community Notes does come after you, it shows that, they've never come after TexAgs that I know of. I might be wrong. I don't think they've ever come after us because we don't lie.
Yeah. No, I think
we're not liars.
I think if you are a constant person who posts on Twitter and you get community noted, that has to be the most embarrassing thing ever, because now everybody knows you lied in that post.
Can you erase your tweet and then
you could probably delete the tweet and then the community note goes with it, but as long as that tweet is up, that community note is going to be sitting right under it and everybody's going to know it was wrong.
All right, let's get one text in before we hit a break.
We had, I don't know how to say his name, from Katie. I do feel
Bosis.
Bosis.
It could be Bocus, but I think it's Bosis.
Okay, we'll go with Bosis. I do not like the fact that everyone is picking us to win.
They're not. SEC Nation apparently isn't.
I feel like it is a jinx, as most of the time it goes the opposite way when everyone is picking a team.
Here's what I think about that. It doesn't matter what people pick.
No.
It doesn't. It really doesn't matter.
A&M's already broken that curse this year, by the way.
That is true.
And I don't think it's disrespectful for people to pick other teams that are really good at home. I don't.
To be honest, I could see where LSU went. It's not unreasonable.
Now we got to go. On that way to go, Reese. Sorry. SEC Mike, power ranking guy, next. And we're back. TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Rollo Insurance Studio. Dave says, Nuño, you should definitely mention that Brian Kelly's desperately trying to save his job. If Nuss isn't moving the ball, we could see Van Buren, a reverse of what we did to them last year. I brought up LSU being desperate yesterday at least 9 times. I didn't bring up Van Buren because the insiders that I've spoken to said that wasn't in the cards, that he hasn't warmed up. See, Dave, big fan of the show, I know you are. But since you're not a premium subscriber, you don't check out Nuño's notes, I would have given you that information. And there's a lot of content on Nuño's notes that you're missing out on. Let's go to the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline. Our friend SEC Mike joins us here on the program. What up, Mike? How are you, sir?
Hey, David, doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on the show. Liucci's on his way out of town. You're on your way out of town, so it's just me in studio. So, Mike, sometimes you and I have different perspectives, but we end up sometimes in the same spot. So, hear me out here. I feel really good about this A&M team. I feel really good about this matchup against LSU. And sometimes I feel like I shouldn't feel as good as I do. So, do you understand where I'm coming from, A? And B, where do you think this game is going?
Yeah, David, sounds like you suffer from battered Aggie syndrome. And, hey, I'm a Tennessee grad, so it's in my DNA to feel like a battered ball. So I 100% agree with you. But, yeah, this LSU, I mean, people have been giving me a ton of grief. You think the Aggies give me grief over where I put A&M in my SEC power rankings. The LSU people have been I'm dead to them, I guess, because I've had LSU around the 10th best team in the SEC, even though they've been in the AP top 10 for much of the year. I think that's a joke. And I don't even look at that because I judge it based on how I see these teams. And I have not seen anything from LSU this season that suggests they're a really good team other than beating Clemson in the opener, which I thought they would lose. Admittedly, they lose every week 1 until now, and then, as we all know, Clemson's really not that good. So why is LSU going to win this game? I mean, the only thing I can reason is they're playing at home, and A&M's not won there since they've been in the SEC. That's it. I mean, they can't block anybody on the offensive line. They can't run the football. I like Garrett Nussmeier, but it's clear as day that he's not 100%. He's injured. And now the defense is starting to cave while they're playing better and better competition. And I don't think they faced an offense that's near as good as Texas A&M. So you should feel confident going in this football game. I don't care where it's played.
So it's obvious that LSU is desperate to salvage their season because the loss here with Alabama looming, I mean, that it's going to spiral. But do you think Brian Kelly is desperate for his job? I had a comment on the YouTube page, like, is he at a point where actually this season, because I don't think so, unless they go, I don't know, 7-5, 6-6, but like, is he at a point where his job is really in jeopardy yet, or is it more of a next season job in jeopardy?
No, I think realistically, I think it's next season, David. Now, get back to me if A&M goes up there and clears out the stadium by the third quarter, and then LSU's next game is at Alabama. That's not going to be easy either. If they get run out the building in Tuscaloosa, this is perhaps a different conversation. But I think what realistically is going to happen is they're going to force Brian Kelly, they shouldn't even have to force him. He should know by now that he needs a new offensive coordinator. And what they do at quarterback post Garrett Nussmeier is going to be very interesting as well. I would recommend they go the Vanderbilt, Oklahoma route, where you hire an offensive coordinator and a quarterback that have worked together. And because next season, I think Brian Kelly is perhaps on the hottest seat in the SEC.
I've seen it mentioned on our message boards and just a moment ago on the YouTube page that, hey, don't be surprised to see Michael Van Buren. I talked to some insiders who said that there's no chance that would happen. But nobody thought Marcel Reed would come in last year. But Marcel at least had a track record of last season playing, right? And he did it against LSU. You see any chance of a kind of quarterback old switcheroo unless Nussmeier gets hurt?
No, I really don't, because I think Nussmeier might be holding them back slightly when it comes to the deep ball, because that's such a huge part of LSU's offense. But I thought he looked a a lot better last week against Vanderbilt. So I think he is feeling better, but, just what he brings to you with his experience, with his knowledge, his grasp of that system, the leader of that team, it seems like a stretch to say they're going to pull the trigger and bench their team captain. I think they kind of go as far as Garrett Nussmeier can take them. If they're making that move, I think Brian Kelly could lose the locker room.
What's gone wrong for LSU beyond, the inability to block and Nussmeier's health? Like, what else, if you were to say, all right, these are the biggest issues with LSU beyond that, what would you say?
I mean, I'm sure you've watched it by now, but the LSU Vanderbilt game, I think it really kind of crystallizes where we're at in the conference right now, because Vanderbilt just physically dominated LSU. And going from Coach O, which there's a lot of jokes you could make about Coach O, but the one thing you couldn't say was he was not going to have his team physically ready to play each and every Saturday. And that's just been such a tradition there in LSU. They seem like they lack physical toughness. And I think we know why. I think it's because of that man that's now in College Station, Tommy Moffitt, who's been the strength coach for years and years. And now all of a sudden we see A&M looks like a juggernaut. It's not all Tommy Moffitt, but I think that's a huge reason why kind of that edge is out of the LSU program, and now we're starting to see it in College Station.
Talking to SEC Mike here on TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Rollo Insurance Studio. How concerned are you with the Aggie defense that last week, against a completely different type of offense, I know, but they forgot how to tackle. They had some misfits. Taylon Green was just incredible. Vince Young 2.0. But in their two road games, they've given up 40-plus a game. How concerned are you with the Aggie defense, if not for this LSU game, moving forward on the road?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, David. I am slightly concerned about that. But, and again, we never root for injuries or anything, but LSU is so banged up on the offensive line, starting freshman at tackle. I think that could be the cure that ails A&M, because I think they're going to get after Garrett Nussmeier, and they've simply not been able to run the ball against anybody this season. So if A&M gives up 40 points again, which LSU they're not capable of scoring 40 points unless they're playing Southeast Louisiana. If they do that, then it'll be a huge cause for concern. But due to the opponent more than anything else, I'm only kind of like maybe at a 5 out of 10 concerned about A&M's defense this week.
So do you see this game being a fourth quarter game, or do you see A&M having some breathing room?
No, I think A&M runs them out of the building. I think I've got it 31-20, so give me 11-point win by A&M.
That would be nice. That'd be really nice. Mike, all right, let's move on to this Ole Miss-Oklahoma game. I'm trying to figure out how I feel about it, because Oklahoma, to me, I started buying the hype too early on them, and then they got exposed against Texas. And I remember Billy saying, like, look how many times material could have been intercepted by Michigan, right? How many times? And so I'm thinking about that. I look at Ole Miss, what they did last week against Georgia, and how they kept it as close as they did. How do you see this game playing out?
Yeah, this was probably the toughest one to predict all week for me, David, and that's saying something, because there's out of the 7 conference games, I think we could get 6 that are really, really good games. But I don't know about you, but I don't rely too much on the point spreads or anything like that. But it kind of stunned me when Oklahoma opened as the betting favorite, and not only are they remain the favorite, but the spread has continued to trend towards Oklahoma. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm missing here, because I think Ole Miss is the better team. I know they lost last week. Their defense kind of got exposed a little bit. But I just don't think Oklahoma is a team capable of exposing them again. I think they'll have certainly some success, but not to the level that Georgia did or Arkansas. I'm leaning Ole Miss here. I'm not super confident in it. I just think they're the better team. Trinidad Chambliss has been a revelation. I know he came up a little short in the fourth quarter against Georgia, but I don't know that I've ever seen a game, David, where a team opened the game 5 of 5, scoring touchdowns on their first 5 possessions, and they still can't win the football game. That's what Ole Miss did last week at Georgia. I think they bounced back, and I think they better, David, because if Ole Miss doesn't make the playoff, I think Lane Kiffin is leaving. I think he will go to Florida. But if they win this game, I think it's almost a lock that Ole Miss makes the college football playoff.
All right, I'll just follow up because you brought up Lane Kiffin there. If it's not Lane Kiffin, is it Drink?
Well, I'll say the same thing. I think if Missouri makes the playoff, I think Drink will stay. But if they don't, and I don't think they win this weekend at Vanderbilt. So, yeah, I've kind of been saying that for a while now. I do think Lane Kiffin stays at Ole Miss, and I think Eli Drinkowitz will be the next Florida coach.
Wow. SEC Mike here, Michael Bratton, that SEC podcast on TexAgs Live on the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline. Mike, is it the Aggie in me that thinks Texas is going to lose to Mississippi State on the road at Starkville? And I'll give you a little bit of my reason behind it. I remember for a while, and this is a credit to Billy, saying, you guys don't know in the Big 12 what it's like to go to Starkville, even when they're struggling and try to win on the road in Starkville, because A&M has had their problems there in the past. Do you think Texas is going to get that SEC awakening of, yeah, even going to Mississippi State's hard?
Yeah, I hate to say it, David, but maybe coming on this show every week, a little of the Aggies rubbed off on me because I'm right there with you. I think Texas is going to lose this football game on the road to Mississippi State, and I don't even know if we should consider that an upset or not. I mean, what in the world are we ranking Texas on this point in time? I realize they beat Oklahoma, but you know, if you actually go back and watch that game, I mean, they weren't even that impressive, particularly on the offensive side of the football, in that football game. I think Mississippi State has shown us more this season. Texas is dead last in rushing against conference opponents. They're number 12, I believe, in pass defense against conference opponents. Mississippi State's going to test them often. Texas starting safety Michael Taft is out for this game. This is a difficult matchup. And really, Texas should have lost to Kentucky last week. And I think Kentucky is far and away the worst team in the conference. I still don't know how Texas won that game. So, yeah, I think Texas is just an average team this year. It's a lost season. Give me Mississippi State to get their first conference win in 16 conference games.
Mike, does Hugh Freeze survive this weekend if they lose to Arkansas at Arkansas?
I don't think he should have survived the first season, David. So if it were up to me, I would have got rid of him a long time ago. But no, if he's losing to Arkansas with an interim coach that hasn't won a conference game themselves, which that's what Auburn does literally every year under Hugh Freeze, go 0-4 in conference play, he does not survive. He will not be the coach on Sunday, I don't think. But I don't know. They're wild down there on the plains. I don't know if you've heard, you know, they think they're 6-1. The refs, you know, it's all the refs' fault. The SEC finally suspended this referee, so they'll probably count Georgia as a win. According to some of the boosters down there, they've got a top 5 coach in the SEC. So maybe for the sake of the rest of us in the conference, maybe they'll keep Hugh Freeze for another year.
All right, so let's play a game. You've already said what you think is going to happen at Florida, but some of these other openings and potential openings. Arkansas, do they go John Gruden, Rhett Lashley? What happens at Auburn if they do move? I should have said Arkansas initially. And then Auburn, what do you think they do?
Yeah, Arkansas, that's a tough one to gauge because I think that could be a really good job, Dave. I mean, what they're doing at Missouri, what they're doing at Ole Miss, I know that's lofty goals, but I don't see a major difference between Arkansas and those programs aside from the alignment and the support. So we've got to figure out where those things are at, and if they can get that all aligned, I think Arkansas could be a really attractive job, and maybe they can get a Rhett Lashley. But, you know, until we have proof of that, I don't know that they can get someone of that caliber. I mean, I root for John Gruden just for the storylines. I don't really think that'd be that good of a hire, to be honest with you. But I think a candidate to watch your eye on there is Alex Golish at South Florida. I think he's done a really good job. He has an exciting offense. He's been in this conference. And then at Auburn, I mean, I think the search there should start and stop with John Summerall at Tulane. If Auburn had a quality coach, which they clearly do not have right now, I think Auburn, this might sound like a hot take, but if they can keep that roster together and probably replace the quarterback, if they could keep it together, if they hire John Summerall, I think Auburn could make the playoff next season.
Summerall is a coach I could play for. I've seen him on several interviews. He is just, not that I could play anything, but if I tried to play something, he's the kind of coach I would want to play for beyond Mike Elko, because there's something about that personality, the way they lead young men.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and this guy's been doing it for a long time. He has SEC experience. He had a lot of success at Troy. He's now doing it at Tulane. I legitimately can't find anybody that's ever said a bad word about John Summerall. It's not going to be long. You know, he'll be the next Kentucky coach. Arkansas should try to get him, but I think he'll hold out for Auburn.
Talking to SEC, Mike. Mike, how many SEC teams you think actually make the playoffs this year? If we have, I mean, I haven't done the math, but is it possible to get 4 10-2 teams, 5 10-2 teams? I don't even know if mathematically that can happen, but just talking out loud, the way is as tight as it is right now, you know, where even Texas is still in the mix, guys. Let's even though I think they're going to lose a bunch, but there's all these teams that are kind of close together. What do you think? What's the max amount of SEC teams this year?
I would say the max is probably 5. I've seen some projections as high as 6, believe it or not. Now, I think that's pretty unrealistic, but the max, give me 5. With, for A&M, you kind of want Notre Dame to keep winning because that just helps your resume. But I think for the conference, we need Notre Dame to lose, take that spot. If they drop a third game, they're eliminated. The last week was a little rough on the conference in terms of trying to get more teams in because Miami lost, because Texas Tech lost. What we really want is those teams to just dominate their league, win their conference, and then hopefully those will be the only ones from the ACC and the Big 12. That opens up more opportunities for the Southeastern Conference. But I think realistically we'll probably get 4, but my fingers are crossed that we can get 5.
Mike, if A&M wins, if not this week, against Missouri, do you think they're almost a lock for the playoffs?
Oh, I kind of already think they're a lock. But, yeah, I think come Saturday, when they win, not if, but when they win at LSU, I'm considering them a lock. And, David, I've had them in since they beat Notre Dame. So maybe I'm a little, biased. But, yeah, I think undoubtedly A&M's going to the college football playoff.
Mike, we appreciate your time, man. Safe travels, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you. SEC Mike there on the Buppies Catering and Bartending Hotline. All right, we'll hit a break, come back, open segment, then Seth McKinney. So we had to switch up the schedule today. So I'm going to give you a look live of the final countdown at 10 a.m. What is a look live? Do you know what a look live is, Reese Nygren?
Is it when it's recorded?
To look live.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm going to be in the clothes I wore in yesterday. But I'm going to act like it's live.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but Seth couldn't make it to the recording in front of a studio audience of the final countdown.
Yeah.
So we're going to have Seth at 9:35 in studio. Okay. And we're probably going to talk macronutrients. We're going to talk about organizing. We're going to talk about keeping things on time.
Yeah.
Right. That's the kind of show it's going to be.
Yeah.
So, but you and I will go back and forth here in the next segment and with Nick as well. All right, if your organization or business is looking for an opportunity to engage with other Aggies, check out the Association of Former Students. They want to bring Aggies of all ages together during their marquee events held throughout the year. We're talking Aggie Ring Day, All Aggie, Hullabaloo, The Gathering. They all welcome tens of thousands of guests. And there are many sponsorship and vendor opportunities to get your brand in front of those attendees. And they offer a wide variety of both digital and in-person options to promote your brand. And this includes title sponsorship, naming, on-site presence, activation, and recognition in social media posts, and much, much more. There's also advertising opportunities in both the Texas Aggie magazine and the Aggie News newsletter, which are seen by over 230,000 people. So if your business is ready to engage with Aggies, choose a partner with the organization supporting the Aggie Network for over 140 years. For more information on options available through the association, please do me a favor and email sponsorships@aggienetwork.com. It is the Association of Former Students. Let's talk a little Snaps clothing. David Nuño here, and I love wearing Snaps clothing everywhere. I've got the flannel on right now. You've seen me in the Tailgater collection with the A&M gear. It is fantastic. If you see me around town with my sons, Christian and Cruz, they've got a bunch of Snaps gear. When they have big games for Consol, they wear nice clothes, so they wear their Snap stuff. And I'm telling you, with baseball season here, let's all kind of go looking stylish and fit to the games. They're at Olsen wearing the Snaps clothing.
As a reminder, they are the only official licensed Texas A&M Pearl Snaps maker out there. Their Tailgater collection is built for game day with breathable, moisture-wicking fabrics to keep you comfortable while you rep your Aggies in style. Now, whether you're watching the game from home or maybe you're in attendance, you're tailgating, whatever it may be, you got to make sure you head to snapsclothing.com to see everything they have to offer. It is fashionable, it is awesome, and you're going to love it. '80s rap and '90s rap day here on TexAgs Live, apparently. I feel like we had, that was Bust a Move right there. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you're very familiar with Young MC. We had Whoop, There It Is. Yeah. We had Beastie Boys, one of their songs. I don't even remember which song it was. So good times had by all. TexAgs Live. No, we're not going to do MTV VJ here on the program. We are going to get into some football this segment. Let's go to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. We had a text come in, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, from John in Cyprus, saying, don't forget to talk about working out, Bad Bunny, Marvel, and DC, MMA training, and hair products with Seth McKinney.
So you got to understand the history with John in Cyprus and myself. In the very beginning, when I would bring up Batman, I don't think he liked it. He wasn't a big fan, and he was vocal about it. But I think when your sports teams are good, the host becomes better. And when your sports teams are bad,
the host could be the same host, but he's worse, right? And it is fun to be 7-0 in football. When I was a really good host, I didn't even know as much. Obviously I don't know as much baseball as Bronny and Zane, right? Yeah. And Billy, but like I was a really good host during that College World Series run. There was times last year I wasn't as good of a host, right? So that's just kind of how it goes. But if you want, John, I have your number. I can text you some MMA thoughts. And I know you would like to go hunting sometime, so we can talk about that as well. Nick, you were kind of discussing at the break as we're thinking of topics of why you have a buddy, his name is Rick, who is worried about this game. Who's worried about this game? Can you tell some of the reasons that Rick is worried about this game?
Well, Rick told me that, it's nothing original, by the way. It's stuff we've discussed all week long. Again, it's kind of the do or die time for LSU. It feels like kind of a hinge point in their season, whether they become a college football playoff contender or if they are on track to go 8-4, 7-5, or something like that. And then the temperature gets turned up on Brian Kelly. So that worries me big time. Again, I kind of agree with Josh Pate. I don't know if their offense can find more points, than A&M's going to score. I just don't think that's going to happen. But that's a factor. The fact that A&M hasn't won there in a while, and again, or I guess what matters is they haven't won there while they've been in the SEC. That kind of scares me a little bit. I'm sorry, scares Rick, not me.
Rick.
I already gave my game pick.
Rick Lavage.
Rick Savage is not very confident in this one, but
I'm going to pause you there because I'm going to do a Nuñoism on you. All right.
I love those.
It is, but it isn't. I'm not worried about past history because those players aren't playing.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
What I do worry about is that Brian Kelly is 20-1 at night at LSU, right?
Yeah, that's scary.
And I think the lone loss was last year in a beatdown by Alabama. I forget how much they won by.
It was 42-13.
Okay. If that happens, celebration.
Oh, yeah.
I might go to Northgate tomorrow night, all right? I might not. But I might go to Northgate tomorrow night and party with the youngies.
I really do think this game hinges on like the first quarter. Whether A&M gets out to a fast start, maybe 2-score lead. If they do, book it. A&M can probably cruise and that entire stadium flips onto Brian Kelly and the home team. But if it's a dogfight, maybe even early second quarter, mid second quarter, if it's still a 1-score game, a tie game, then A&M's in for another dogfight like we saw last week in Arkansas. That's just how it is in the SEC.
So I'm going to bring some tentacles, if you will, to what you just said there, and I want to kind of go different paths.
Can we choose another metaphor?
I'm going to take your story there a different way.
Thank you.
Okay, let's just say LSU gets up to a 14-0 lead. Just for the moment, okay?
Rick Savage, that's his ideal start, it sounds like.
Ideal? No, that's what he's scared is going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'll be worried, don't get me wrong, and I'll be throwing the remote because I'll probably be at my house for the first half. I'm not going to Baton Rouge this week. I'll probably throw my remote. I'll just tell the kids, stop talking. I'm working. Okay? I'm a lot nicer when we're winning. But let's just say that happens. I also believe that this team could weather that storm. And I'm going to tell you why. The Notre Dame game to me told me so much about this team. They didn't fall behind 14-0, but they were on the path to falling behind 14-0. They had given up that punt block for a touchdown. They're down 7-0. They punt the next drive. LSU's got the ball. They're driving, I believe, midfield, and they stop Notre Dame, and they come back and tie the game. And I just think this team is capable of overcoming those kind of odds. Now, if the other happens, I'm more of the belief it's going to be about the fourth quarter. Kind of like what we saw against Florida, kind of like what we saw against Mississippi State. I really think the fourth quarter is where A&M should be able to differentiate the score in this game. Like that's where they get their I guess that's
where the physicality that they've been able to show off comes to pay off for them.
And the physicality that T-Bob talked about a couple years ago when they hired Tommy Moffitt, what the other insiders that I talked to this week told me, like you can see a difference in the way the Aggies look and feel and the way they go about their business. And the biggest mistake that they say Brian Kelly made was the analytics and not going with, your traditional. And by the way, Moffitt is all about the science too. but he's old school and science. There's a good combination of the two. And Brian Kelly wanted to bring his people, and I get that. But when you have something that has been elite, and then your rival or one of your rivals takes them from you, like that could be that is what could change the pendulum to what's been going in A&M's favor. All right,
I agree.
I think this whole team back against the wall thing is kind of getting overblown a little bit, and now I have like the play-by-play thing pulled up for Bama LSU last year. Like LSU got it down to 14-6 and then fumbled right when they got the ball back with a chance to tie the game, and then from there it ended up being like 42-6.
Yeah,
and it was just a block. And A&M, I mean Notre Dame, weren't they a team backs against the wall? Already had one loss, trying not to get too.
But let me do this to you, because Nuñoism time.
Yeah,
I agree with all that. But what happened in LSU season after that game? If you can look at the rest of their season, because I believe they lost a couple. Was it A&M and Alabama also?
Okay. Yeah, it was like back to back.
And then they started winning.
Yeah.
I just hope they haven't figured that part of it. Like Florida started winning after A&M beat them last year. LSU, they were winning until A&M beat them. Then they lost those 2 games, and then they started winning at the end of last season.
They lost to A&M, Alabama, and then they lost to Florida after that, and then they beat Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, and then Baylor in their bowl game.
Okay, so
they
hopefully that happens again.
Yeah,
where A&M wins, and then we can worry about them later. But if A&M wins, wouldn't it be in our best interest for LSU to beat Bama?
Yeah, for them to just keep winning.
Yeah, but I don't want them in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, you don't want them in the playoffs.
You know what? What will keep Brian Kelly there?
Keeping him in the playoffs.
I don't think, David, if A&M wins, like we're at the point where it doesn't matter what the teams that they have beaten have done. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we have to worry about A&M's resume because it speaks for itself at that point.
No, but I got 15 hours a week to fill content, so sometimes the resume talk
You
is
would like
good.
the resume to be as good as possible.
All right, let's hit a break. I believe Seth McKinney will be here. I hope.
Hopefully.
I hope I got that time right. And then after that, we will do the live version of the final countdown. Right now, let's talk about agricultural families and heritage films. So, and by the way, this can be any family who's listening to the show right now. If you are new to TexAgs, because believe it or not, there are people who are like, hey, I've heard of you guys, but never really watched. And I kind of like the show. And yada. If you don't know about heritage films, you're missing out. Do you care about your dad? Talking to you right now, that new listener, new viewer. Do you care about your mom? Do you care about your family's name, your story? You should reach out to Chance McClain and get a documentary done. If you have a family business, if you have a family ranch, you have a cool person in your family, if you have a last name, if you have a first name, all those are reasons to reach out to Chance McClain and get a 2-hour documentary done, because that's what Chance does. He does documentary films about families, family businesses, family ranches, and he is first class. He knows how to tell a story. And by the way, we all have a story. If you're wondering to yourself, like, I got a cool story now, but I don't know if it would make a good film. It would make a great film. And then when you watch it with your family, it'll be awesome. It'll be one of those bonding experiences, and then something that you can pass down to generation after generation. I want you, new listener and old listener, to call Chance McClain up right now. 713-893-8341. That's 713-893-8341. Go to yourheritagefilm.com. That is yourheritagefilm.com. As a reminder, the final segment of the program is brought to you by Double Dave's. That's at 10:50. But right now, caller number 12, 979-693-1150. We're going to hook you up with your choice of a dozen pepperoni rolls or a large one-topping pizza from Double Dave's. They've been serving Aggieland since 1984 with your favorite pizza and, of course, those world-famous pepperoni rolls. Reliable in-house delivery, bringing piping hot goodness straight to your door. Just click on doubledaves.com, and your favorites are on their way. The first part of the final countdown. Seth McKinney here in studio. What's up, buddy?
What's up? How we doing?
We're good. So we were having we almost had a show during the break. We were having a good discussion, and I was telling you, man, I feel good, but I feel worried for feeling good because it's Death Valley.
Yeah, that's the only thing that they've got going for them at this point in time in my mind. I mean, we've got to go down there and break this voodoo they've got there just about that night game atmosphere. There's something like 32-1 or something like that. But, that's all. I mean, in my mind, that's all they've got. That's the only talking point for LSU at this point in time.
And their brand, right?
And their brand, yeah. I'm not trying to discount the level of talent over there, but they're not playing good football. We are. They don't have a talented offensive line. We do. Their defensive line, rushes the passer well, but they don't seem to be able to stop the run all that well. But I mean, I feel really, really good about this game going in here. And that is crazy to say because you're going into LSU at night. And historically speaking, they're a better football team. The atmosphere is great. That's going to be there. But historically, their football team is a lot better than it is this year and at this moment, at least.
Yeah, I look at this game and I'm like, on paper at this point in the season, A&M's a better football team. When I watch them with my eyes, A&M's a better football team. I have the Arkansas game in the back of my mind, but LSU is not that level of offense.
They're not at all. I've been talking about that. Arkansas's offense in particular, okay? Their defense is horrible, and that's why we won the game. But their offense is really, really good, and I think that's been proven up, right? I mean, I don't know this, but they're number one, right, in the SEC. I don't know how high they are nationally or whatever, but they're a very good offense. You're going to see this Taylor Green kid. He's going to get paid next year. I don't know if he'll be at Arkansas unless they've got a lot of money, but he's going to make a lot of money next year because he's a really good player. And our defense didn't do a good job. That wasn't their best effort for sure, that game. But they are good. Now, LSU, on the other hand, is not Arkansas in that regard. Their offensive line is, they've got 2 or 3 freshmen or redshirt freshmen. They're going to start another. I don't know. This is crazy. I mean, it's just not a good situation. And if I was an LSU fan, I'd be certainly worried about what we've got going on. They're going to have to – they can't really run the ball, and they're going to have to throw the ball.
And that's when they're healthy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm and they're gonna have to throw – they don't want to throw the ball, but they have to throw the ball because they can't run it. And so it's going to be a mess for them. We just have to stay disciplined, do our job. And if we do that and don't allow the little 10-yard pass that turns into 70-yard touchdown or whatever, we're going to be just fine on defense. And offensively, we just got to. They've got a good pass rush. We got to, of course, we're going to do our typical thing and test them a few times deep, but get the ball out of Marcel's hand quick and run the ball. I mean, I think we can make hay running the ball with Ruben and EJ or whoever they want to put back there. Specifically those two.
Yeah.
EJ's been hot, man.
It's been hot.
I'm excited for him. I'm happy for him.
All right, let's keep it with the line for a moment, too, because when you look at what's happened with Texas, some of their offensive issues has become because of that new line. LSU, the same thing. This LSU team, they're bringing in a 4/5-star guy, freshman, to start at left tackle. He might have all the talent in the world. Right. In a year from now, he may be great. He may be great this weekend. But talk a little bit from an offensive lineman's perspective of it is undervalued sometimes, the communication and the understanding of what everybody's doing left and right of you.
What's undervalued, talent is great, but there's a lot that goes into perfecting your craft on the offensive line. You can't just out-talent somebody in offensive line play. You play as a group, which does, like you said, the gel and the communication, but also you learn different techniques so you don't get beat. You can get beat quick as a very talented guy just because you're going to say, I don't care who you are. If you're a freshman going up against Cassius Howell, you're going to have to be like Orlando Pace out there or something. I mean, like, it's just not going to be a pretty thing. Yes, he's going to be good, and he's going to be a force in 2-3 years. And this is not a discount on this kid at all. It's just the fact of the matter is that I bet if you went back and looked at like Luke Jokel, who was primed and ready to start, like one of the few guys I've ever seen as a true freshman, primed and ready to start. I bet he struggled early. I don't know that for a fact, but I bet he did. This is going to be his first adventure out there against one of the top tier rushers. I mean, like, that is a huge issue for them. And we just got to make hay on it.
Let's talk about our line, because they have kept Marcel clean. They've had open lanes to run. Like, it has been what we expected this line to be. The last few weeks, they have definitely lived up to it, if not all season.
Like, I expected them to be good going into this year. You know, like, I was confident, right? Because you had all this experience. You had all these starters coming back. We were healthy, and we've been healthy, and that's great. But they've just been playing lights out. They've exceeded every expectation that I had for them on what they're doing, run blocking, pass protection. I mean, they are playing really, really good football, and it's a huge credit to them at the level of success we're having on our offense right now. Pass and run. I mean, like, what if we run 200 yards? I don't know how many games. You probably got it right there, but that's such a feat, man. I mean, that just doesn't happen in football very regularly, and it's amazing to me how well they're playing. I love it.
Where is A&M vulnerable this weekend?
I mean, if I wanted to pick something, I would pick just pass rush. I think that's probably where they're best. I mean, and the fact that that Whit Weeks is gone is going to help us, right? I mean, he's tied for the lead, I think, with them for 2 sacks or something. But I mean, that goes back to it. I'm not scared of any aspect. I mean, if I had to pick something, that's just being really, really picky. I mean, it's not going to be our defensive line versus their offensive line. I fully trust our offensive line versus their defensive line. Our receivers are really, really good. I think we can make hay even against them and their DBs. I know that they're banged up a little bit, I think. I mean, I can't look at a weakness. Go ahead.
I would say the only is just making dumb mistakes on the road.
Yeah, I mean,
penalties, and that would be it. Like,
that's going to be to me that's the game. Like, it's not who's going to win physically, all this stuff. It's just, can you go into Baton Rouge at night, have a mentally clean game, and just know that it's going to be crazy and loud, because it will be, and they're gonna throw everything at you, dude. Like, we have to keep our composure for like a quarter, right? Because they're going to throw it all at you just to get momentum, because that's the only thing they've got. It's literally the only thing they've got. And if we can stop their momentum, I see no way that they can beat us. Like, I know that that's crazy to say out loud, but we're that good, and I think they're off, man. They're really, really off. But if we can go in there and manage the environment, manage Death Valley at night, which is hard, all right? I'm not discounting that. We can win this game pretty handily.
How do you think weather could affect it?
Yeah,
because we're a better running team than they are, right? And that's a big part.
I mean, they can't run.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think I'm not real concerned about it. I mean, I thought we proved up last week that we can, battle through, even though it wasn't in the rain necessarily, but it was wet.
Right.
That we can battle through those types of conditions. I'm not totally concerned about it.
Let's hit a break. You stick around for one more?
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll do the sleeper and the freak of the week. Right now, if you're looking for real peace of mind when it comes to your money, check out Aggie-owned Paragon Financial Advisors. They're an independent fiduciary serving clients all across Texas. They have no sales pitches, no commissions, just honest financial planning and investment management. And what really sets them apart is the over 9 CFPs, the CFA and the CPA, all on staff, and they take their credentials seriously. And they work tirelessly to help you build a future that you can feel really good about. Go to paragon-adv.com or give them a call, 979-693-3907, to schedule your free consultation today. It is Paragon Financial Advisors. Integrity, expertise, and trust. Paragon Financial Advisors. And we're back on TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. Kind of a final countdown presented by La Casa Tequila, but it's not really. But we got Seth McKinney.
They were bagging on me. Let me bag on them for
please do.
Changing the schedule up on me this week. I was primed and ready to go at my normal 10 o'clock spot. And, of course, Billy, the prima donna that he is, had to change it on us. And I couldn't make it yesterday.
They did call you out.
I know they did.
So you'll hear it in the first few minutes.
They're always calling me out. That's what they do.
Who's your freak of the week?
My freak of the week is going to be E.J. Smith. I think the way that he came out last week was very, very impressive. He runs the ball hard. He did it. Every time he's been on the field, you've been like, man, he needs to get more carries. And I was super impressed. I think that running the ball is going to be big against LSU, and handing him the ball and seeing a big game out of him. If he does what I think he can do, or Ruben or whoever's back there, then it's going to be a long day for LSU.
All right, now it's time for the Sleeper of the Week. That is presented by the Sleep Station. Go see Jared McLeod and ask about the Tempur-Pedic or the Purple mattress in the Specs parking lot at Texas and Harvey, and in front of the Lowe's at William D. Fitch on Highway 6. The website is thesleepstation.com. All right, who is your Sleeper of the Week?
Sleeper. Well, I hear that they picked everybody in the world, or at least Billy did. But I'm going with ABR. I mean, I know that's not much of a sleeper, if you will, but
back-to-back big games,
I know. I mean, he if he can get it done this week, you know something's going right. I mean, because who are you going to cover, right? I mean, if he gets real hot and he's out there just balling, then you've got to choose someone that you're not going to be doubling up on or try to go. I mean, like, it's going to be awesome if he can get going. We've got so many threats, and then on top of that, you got Bussy. I mean, we're talented, man. I mean, I go back to it, and we were talking about it, but this team is really, really good, and Aggies need to get on board with really how good we are. I know that, hey, you're going to LSU at night, but everybody should feel really confident, in my opinion.
Well, I also think that it says something about the kind of team you have when you can pick a sleeper that can be a freak of the week, and you can pick a freak of the week that can be a sleeper, because you've got so many different options. And it's okay for Billy to pick 18 people because there are some other options that are available to you.
That's right. I mean, that's how it works. You know, you got to be ready anytime he's involved picking somebody, especially after the fact.
So how about, as we close out the hour, the Coach Elko factor, right?
Yeah.
Like, the seasons have been about busting narratives and finishing, right? Those are two things that have to happen. And so far, he's been doing both.
He's been great, and I've been thoroughly impressed with the way that he's handled the whole modern day of college football, and the way that he's created a culture on this team that we didn't have in the past. And I love it. I think he's doing a really good job. And yeah, you've got one big, dragging the sleigh at Death Valley at night. You go down there and do that. I mean, hopefully you can put all this. I don't even like talking that way because I hate the phrase. You know what I'm talking about, the battered situation. But if you go there and put that to bed, I mean, these people are going to have to get on board, because I know there's people that are out there, they don't believe, they don't trust. They've got that in the back. It's like they want to have that syndrome, and that's the only reason to be thinking that way, is because you just want to feel that way. You can't let yourself feel good. And it's okay. It's okay to feel good about A&M and how good we are. And I know, this could be a different thing next Friday or the week after that because it's a bye or whatnot. But you should feel really good going into this game. I know I do.
You win this game, you just got to win your home games. You're going to be a 10-2 team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, get on board, man. You win this game. It's not crazy to say you're legitimately in the playoffs. And at that point, you're just playing for how high is your seating going to be.
Seth, appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, we'll hit a break here. We'll come back with the live or look live version of the Final Countdown, brought to you by La Casa Tequila. It's TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. I like the way you think, Nick. Welcome back to TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Rollo Insurance Studio. We are about to begin the final countdown. But before we do that, let's talk about our friends at Milliken Reserve, the farm-to-table community in College Station where they have homes, they got trails, they got farms, they got wide open spaces with a mission to build a healthy community around nature. They're dedicated to the conservation of a healthy community, respect for that native landscape and wildlife, 2,600 acres of open space farms and trails. They have an extensive network of trails throughout a wooded landscape, and they have it all there from walking to equestrian paths to creeks to ponds to gathering areas. And they have all the animals that you can imagine, from the white-tailed deer, the songbirds, the rabbits, the turtles. I don't think I've seen a giraffe there, but you never know. You can go hiking, you can go biking, you can go canoeing. You can do it all when you go to Milliken Reserve, and you can connect with your family, which at the end of the day is the most important thing. That and, of course, A&M winning at LSU this weekend. Check out the website, millikenreserve.com, millikenreserve.com. And with that, we begin the final countdown. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Rollo Insurance Studio. Time for the final countdown, brought to you by La Casa Tequila, raised in Aggie land, rooted in the SEC. A little different version of the show. Billy Liucci and Steve McKinney.
Yeah.
Ain't that different?
Another no show by Seth.
Looks like the same show we did last week.
Yeah.
My man.
I think Seth was here.
No, he wasn't.
No,
you're right. He was at the
playing golf.
You're right.
So this week he has.
Where is that again?
This week he has work. So that's why you don't skip for golf, because when the work calls and he has to do it, then you've not missed 2 weeks in a row. But
we're recording this. I'm going to say, be honest to our audience. Seth is expected to be on right before this, so he is supposed to come on at 9:35.
Why are you carrying Seth's water, dude?
Yeah.
He's not here right now, David. So
It sounds like
all right.
On that.
Really like almost like he asked him to do this for him.
I'm going to tuck in my shirt.
Beard looks good.
Thank you, sir. Hair's growing a little bit longer. What?
He's going all in with this. Like,
military Nuño? Matuño?
No, not Matuño. You're going in with this
MMA?
UFC. Like I can see you're going to grow out he's going to grow out one of those
full UFC guy.
Like you're going to be
why
like.
Would I hide this face, buddy?
You're going to be like from Dagestan. You're going to go with the Dagestani look soon. I feel like you're doing like you're trying to do like a Pereira, whatever kind of look.
You know that I've done this every week we've ever had on the show, right? I've always had the 5 o'clock shadow by the end of it. This is kind of what I do.
That's a good look.
Your facial hair just grows that fast.
I know you told me that. I know that you said it wasn't a big hit in the household.
Oh, my kids love it. Elizabeth didn't love it. She thought it was too short.
Okay. I normally am going to side with Elizabeth just for, you know why. Just A, because she's just the sweetest person ever. B, because it's me and you.
Yeah,
so
I get it.
But I'm going to disagree with her this time. I think it's a good look.
By the way, your hair's a little shorter.
It's actually real short.
Get your little haircut there, bud?
It's actually pretty short right now. I can't get it that way. But yeah, it's short.
So, Steve, let's start things off with what has transpired so far. A 7-0 start, the best start since 1994. We've talked about that before. It's continuing. Last week, not the most impressive defensive showing, but the offense certainly brought it.
Yeah. I mean, really, you've kind of seen it all year where they just played really good complementary football. When offense is struggling, defense has stepped up, and vice versa. The one thing I liked about last week is that offensively, we scored every time we needed to. They never had the ball with a chance to score. So even though it was a close game on the scoreboard, I don't think I ever really felt that nervous. Maybe on the 4th and 1 going forward on our own 35.
Yeah.
I was like, man. And I still felt confident about that call. Like I still liked the call. But when he bounced off the tight end there, I was like, my heart kind of stopped for a second until he got that first. But
that was the only point in the game.
That was it.
Well, I've said this week. When they had 3rd and 2 and they threw that pass to Reuben, I was nervous.
Same drive, right?
Yeah, but it was 3 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, if they don't get this, they got to go for it on 4th and 2. You're not going to kick a field goal to go up 6.
Right.
And I was like, that's a hard 2 yards. They're packing it in, so it was a great call by Klein to get Reuben. Yeah. That linebacker couldn't make it there. Marcel with a quick throw. And I thought that was the only point, because I was like, if they don't convert this 3rd and 2, they're going for it on 4th, and I don't want that.
No,
you know?
that would have been a very nerve-wracking
because you're going for it on 4th down
up 3 with 6 minutes or so left in the game.
Yeah.
That's trouble. And then A&M scored on the very next play.
I mean, regardless of what anybody wants to say about Arkansas's defense, it was very, I guess, confident building for me to see us be able to run the ball
against a stacked.
Yeah. You know, when they were kind of forcing you to throw the ball and you still were running right into it and being successful.
Because that's probably what
a lot of teams are going to do.
Yeah. You're right, don't you think?
I think they will. I mean, I think LSU is going to put us in those same situations. And
but I think we
got to run the ball.
I think there's going to come a game, though, when teams overcommit to this whole idea of like a single high man and where this passing game is going to be clicking to where it's just shred city.
I would be nervous as a defensive coordinator doing that now.
Yeah, against 1 and 7 and now 3.
Well, LSU's got really good secondary, right? So do you think they will play A&M the same way?
I think Notre Dame had really good DBs. Mm-hmm. They couldn't run with these guys. You know, I think they will. I think they'll say this is our. I think they'll go our best against your best, and we're gonna overcommit to the run because when you guys get to running the football, it's when it gets real easy for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so. Yeah, it's the way to defend, but the good thing for A&M is they've got receivers and tight ends and backs that can beat that in coverage, but then they also have a running game like Steve said that can still do it.
Yeah.
You know, they did it against Notre Dame like it wasn't easy, but they ran effectively. They gashed Arkansas, you know, like they ran for 200 against a tough Auburn defense. Tough Auburn defense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They ran for 200 yards. Look at how Auburn's played everybody else.
And we would have ran for 200 against Arkansas had not a terrible holding call called back Marcel's touchdown.
They did run for 200.
Did they get 200?
They would have run for almost 300, which they did against Mississippi State. No, that was a week before against Florida.
217, okay.
Florida, they were 187. And that was losing Moss early in the second quarter when he had 5 for 50, and then they would have been closer to 300 yards. And by the way, real quick, if he scores on that 55-yarder, not only is it like kind of a Heisman moment for him, and it's a 400-yard, 5-touchdown night in the SEC on the road, you also win that game probably by 17 because it's going to be tee-off city on that next drive, drop back pass, play off coverage, make them, or at minimum you win by 10. But you win by 10 or 17, and not that there's been much national blowback, but people are trying to be like, well, but rather than saying that, you were a bad holding call away from winning. Well, we're sitting here going, shoot, they won by 17 on the road. They won by 17 the week before against Florida. They won by 23 the week before against Mississippi State. Like, on field, that's how they're playing.
Agreed.
They were 17-point win against Arkansas the other day, even though it wasn't easy. They were 17 against Florida. You know, that's what they're putting on the field right now.
So I want to make a comparison. First off, Florida's defense. How do you think it compares to LSU's? Considering that A&M did struggle a little bit to run at times in that game. And I'm just going to give you some stats. Florida right now in the season is giving up 117 yards on the ground per game. Right behind them is LSU at 122, and right behind LSU is Texas A&M at 126.
All right. A&M's running game their run defense is going against LSU's rushing offense. So that's kind of, I like that matchup, but that's kind of not relevant to what we're talking about, right? So it's Florida and LSU. I'm doing this in real time. Florida's played
Miami.
South Florida. They played Miami. They played A&M. They played Texas. They've played who'd they play? Mississippi State. And who else?
I got the schedule right
Pull
here.
it up because Florida's played. Okay, here we go. So South Florida, Miami, LSU, Texas, A&M, Mississippi State. Okay.
Very good defenses right there. 3 very good at stopping the run.
Yeah, I mean, you look at LSU, Texas, and A&M, and Miami, and South Florida. So I mean, but that's not what we're talking about, David. You just confused me. We're talking about the offenses they've played.
Well,
you're talking about Florida's run defense.
I'm talking about Florida's run defense versus A&M and trying to look at that as a barometer.
So we're
LSU.
looking at the offenses they've played.
Yeah.
Let's say Miami's good offense. LSU stinks. Texas stinks right now on offense. A&M's good. Mississippi State's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not the toughest. Now pull up LSU and see who they've played offensively. Trash, not very good, decent, I guess. Florida, decent.
Well, Vanderbilt ran on them. Vanderbilt was able to run
Vandy ran on them a lot.
Yeah,
and
Poppy did a lot of it.
Yeah, and Ole Miss. What did Ole Miss do on them? I think Ole Miss ran pretty well. So I think it's pretty similar, but without Whit Weeks. That's pretty significant.
That is.
They've got a couple D linemen that are banged up, one that's unlikely to play. So I think two that are unlikely
Ole
to
Miss
play.
rushed for 166 on them. Kawan Lacey, 87 yards. Chambliss ran for 71.
Yeah, so they had a pretty good rushing day. In fairness, I don't know how much Chambliss scrambled versus design. I didn't watch that whole game. But yeah, 166. And Vandy, I don't know what those numbers were, but they ran on them. Vandy last week would be a much more apt comparison because that was the same banged up LSU defense. Look,
if you want those numbers, I got them for
you.
you.
Go ahead.
All right.
Hit me with
Pavia rushed for 86. Young rushed for 85. Cedric Alexander for 42. Trey Richardson for 22.
So what's the team?
Team rushed for 239 yards.
239.
That's against the banged up LSU defense, which is still what A&M's going to be facing. I think they'll face a more desperate, motivated defense playing at home.
No doubt. It's going to be
You're going to have to earn it, man. But they've earned it every week. I talk about the desperation for Brian Kelly, for Nussmeier, for LSU, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is that different than what Arkansas was feeling last week?
Right.
No doubt.
How bad Petrino wants that job. Their fans, how bad they want to beat A&M. The weather delay that they had to overcome. How different is that than Napier and Lagway coming to Kyle Field? And I know they beat Texas, but they had to win that game, and Napier knew it. Lagway knew he was coming to a place that deep down he probably wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
What about Auburn? Hugh Freeze is 0-1 in the conference. They felt like they got robbed at OU. How desperate were they when they came in here?
Yep.
Jackson Arnold, the Texas quarterback, coming back in.
That's every week, though.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying.
man.
But
That's every week.
This team is used to it now.
They are used to it.
And I would contend that A&M's playing desperate.
Yeah.
They're playing like they desperately want to remain undefeated.
They definitely
desperately
are.
do not want to lose.
They've showed up every week. I mean, they have not laid a stinker yet.
Mm-hmm.
And usually by this time of year, we've had one or two.
Well, most
of
teams
that.
do.
Most teams do. But we haven't, man. You're right. They've showed up week in and week out, starting from the first game all the way till last week.
Yeah.
And found ways to win, whether they had to do it offensively or defensively.
Yeah.
They're getting it done. And that's, they got the right mentality. They got the right locker room, the right coaches.
Mm-hmm.
This team is special. It's going to be a playoff team. We got to go win this game this Saturday.
Yeah.
This is a big one. You win this one, man, we're in. It's over.
Well, and also I think when you play a team matters. And I know it's at Tiger Stadium. I know LSU's offense has struggled. But considering some of those injuries on both sides of the ball, right? The offensive line, their left tackle's out.
Mm-hmm.
We still don't know about Whit Weeks, but probably not going to play, or the last was doubtful that I saw. And there's other injuries.
It doesn't matter who they have. They can play everybody. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good. We can take on anybody. LSU is not better than us. They could beat us, but they're not a better team than us.
Yeah. And look, in this rivalry, you better pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Since A&M beat LSU for the first time in the SEC, it was 2018. LSU was the higher ranked team. They were better over the course of the whole season. I was pretty close that year. It wasn't like night and day, but LSU was the higher ranked, better team. The Aggies won. 2019 went to script with Burrow and them. 2020 went to script. 2021 was the year where A&M was better, and Edo was fired, and A&M got robbed at the end, and they also couldn't finish. That's twice.
2022
LSU A&M was bad. LSU was coming in here with Jaden Daniels, about to play for the SEC title. A-Chain and company smoked them. And then what?
23 was
23. Jaden Daniels and LSU were better. This past season, kind of a toss-up, and the Aggies throttled them. So 3 times in recent memory, it hasn't been the perceived best team that's won.
Yeah.
And look, it's Death Valley at night.
No doubt.
They haven't won since Steve McKinney was were you a true freshman on that team?
I was, yeah.
Steve McKinney as a true freshman. Now, that's not a 30-game losing streak. That's like a 6-7 game losing streak.
Still crazy. Yeah, 94 was also the last time we were 7-0.
Yeah.
Do you know about 6-7?
No, just
6-7.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Dude, I still have a high school kid. I'm not that old yet.
We got a few of them working here, but they're actually in college. You know what I said? Did you see that video of those drunken idiots harassing that newscaster girl?
I did. I felt bad
and
for
the
her.
guy was behind me. 6-7, 6-7. And I'm
so
like,
lame.
We got people in here that one of them's got kind of puffy hair and a mustache and some red cheeks. I'm not going to say who it is. That would have been in that group of people gassing that kid up. Not quite to be the one doing it, but like, oh yeah, look at Broxton. You should have seen Broxton last night at the game.
I've done live shots like that.
He was so lit.
I've done live shots like that.
6-7.
It sucks.
They've done it to you?
Yes, they've done it to me. They did it once at a your boy Canelo fight at Minute Maid Park. And I'm doing a lot, and it was like a sea of Canelo fans, and they were just messing with me and like. What do I call it whenever unflappable? I was unflappable.
You're unflappable.
Live shot. Yeah.
That's great.
All right, let's do this. Let's hit a break. When we come back here, I want to talk about some of the stuff Coach Elko talked about on his coach's show this week, and maybe that press conference. And Digger
Phelps.
Digger Phelps, very good college basketball analyst. No, we'll dig deeper into this matchup against LSU. You're listening to the TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. I promise you more football content here in a moment with the final countdown brought to you by La Casa Tequila. But I'd like to take this moment to talk about Caldwell Country Chevrolet, Highway 21 in Caldwell, online at caldwellcountrychevrolet.com. When you're looking for a vehicle, just do me the favor and start the search there. You can start it online, get a feel for the selection that they have at Caldwell Country Chevrolet. And if you make the trek out there, I think you're going to be very satisfied in multiple ways. If you're trying to trade in a vehicle and you're looking for top dollar, that's the place to go. If you're looking for a great selection that won't break the bank, that's the place to go. If you're looking for bad customer service, not the place to go. They only give good customer service. In fact, I would call it great. Complimentary pickup and delivery for their service customers and free oil changes for life as long as you own that vehicle from Caldwell Country Chevrolet. That is thousands of dollars in saving. It's about a 15-minute drive, the edge of Bryan to the beginnings of Caldwell. A short conversation away, but you'll see the difference when you step on the lot and do business with the great people at Caldwell Country Chevrolet. Highway 21 in Caldwell, online, caldwellcountrychevrolet.com. And now we return to the final countdown. Welcome back to the final countdown with Steve McKinney and Billy Liucci here, brought to you by La Casa Tequila. All right, I'm going to bring it up, Billy. We haven't had a chance to talk about it on the air, and love to get Steve's thoughts. At the press conference on Monday, Coach Elko was asked about the Penn State job.
Yeah.
He was not a fan of the question. I'm sure he understands where the question came from.
Yeah.
And then Zane
asked that?
No, it wasn't Zane this time. Alex Miller, shout out to Alex. Good job there. And then also at the coaches show, Andrew Monaco kind of joked about an opening in Japan. And but he made it pretty clear, like, he wants to keep the Texas A&M job. So, Billy, it's your first chance to really react about it on the air. What'd you think?
And I talked about it yesterday. If you really want to save, I'll do the quick version. You can watch Ask Liucci. I'll do the longer version. Before Elko said that at the coaches show, first of all, the joy and glee with which everybody wants likes on Twitter and views, it drives me insane when it comes to trying to figure out what someone says, what they don't say anything really.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I've learned not to, I don't believe anything anymore that is said with a microphone. I don't mean I don't believe that Elko's not leaving, because he didn't say he wasn't. So, but I also know not to try to project and come up with what I think he's saying. So I go with what I believe based on other things I know. And I'll be honest, I haven't started like just completely digging into this yet. I think there's no secret that Penn State will target Mike Elko, but they probably already will behind the scenes between now and the end of the season. So they'll know if there's anything there or not. I think they'd be crazy not to. If you're looking at like, hey, who are 3 targets they're going to look at? He's making $7 million a year, and he's coaching at a power program and has him in the top 5 in year 2. And like with the roots up there and the way he's recruited up there, why wouldn't they? They'd be the dumbest set of decision makers and power brokers in college athletics if they didn't consider him strongly or target him.
Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you want to go to a place where they'll fire you for going 10-3? Like, why?
Well, 10 wins like 3 of the last 4 years.
I mean, you could win 10 games every year at Penn State, and you can't keep your job.
That's what I'm saying. Like it. So that's interesting. Penn State doing it when they did it makes me feel like they felt confident about something. They could have just held it out for a few more weeks, but I think they wanted to placate the fans and knew they were going to do it. But I think Mike Elko, I don't think people realize how hard it was for him to leave Duke for A&M. And I know, like, if you're not an Aggie, you go, oh, it was a tough decision. If you're an Aggie, you go, how the hell would he ever have to think about that? Well, it's family. And he had just moved his family 2 years earlier. He had moved his family from Notre Dame to A&M 4 years earlier, and then 2 years later they moved there. And I know, and then in 2 years, is he going to leave here? It's not. Duke to here was a move up. Notre Dame to here was a move up. Well, it was a significant move up in money. And here to Duke was a move up. Duke back to here was a move up. Penn State, here to Penn State is not a move up. Now, it could be a lot more money. I don't think it will be. That's where if you're Penn State, you say, hey, I know you're making 7. We're throwing 11 at you. Well, then A&M, like upcoming bye week, you sit down and say, hey, let's lock this in long term. And I think Mike Elko, I think he's reasonable. He's not about the money, but nobody's going to turn that opportunity down, especially with what you've earned, especially with what you agreed to come here for, which I think he gave A&M. You know, it was a bargain.
Yeah.
Because of what they were coming off Jimbo and their incentives and all that. And I know that probably deep down people at A&M would want to be like, hey, we're not going to make the same mistake we did with Jimbo. It's not a mistake. You don't have to do that whole contract guaranteed thing. That was the mistake. That was where, you know, and if you raise Mike Elko way up to where he deserves, whether that's the highest paid, third highest paid, fifth highest paid, whatever it is, and it's going to be a lot of money, in a year, it's going to be less. In 2 years, it's going to, in terms of people, every time, like, whatever Lane Kiffin gets if he goes to Florida, whatever, like, go try to hire Eli Drinkwitz tomorrow, who's at Missouri, like, and not, like, go try to hire him and see how much it costs you.
Yeah.
Like, to start over, like, if you lost a coach like that. So, it's money is money. It is what it is. You just, the mistake is don't put yourself in some kind of guaranteed deal that it holds you back for 10 years or something. So I think that's the lesson you learn. The lesson is also not to get gun shy about holding on to something good. And I don't believe in one fiber of my being that A&M is going to be that way. So
no, man, I think you're right, man. They know they have a great coach. He's built an incredible organization around him. I mean, I've got to witness it firsthand.
Yeah.
You know, going through the recruiting process with my son. I mean, they have class people, but they have a culture there that is incredible. And look what it's producing on the field. They've recruited the right, not just the type of talent, but the right type of guys. When you get talent and character in the same locker room, this is what you get. I mean, Mike Elko has demonstrated that he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think A&M is not going to let him go anywhere. Yeah. And they'd be crazy to even consider it. And I think Elko wants to be here, and I think A&M will do what they have to keep him here.
And there's a toughness. There's a toughness. There's a substance culture to it.
Absolutely.
But he also mixes in style, social media. The kids are accountable. They're disciplined pretty hard, but they also have fun. He gets it. In 2025, he's a 2025 coach that also has some, 1985 coach to it. And that's what this place needs, because A&M is never good without toughness and substance over style, but A&M also is always behind in the the cool factor, the it factor. But he has come on, and he's kind of blended the Sumlin and Jimbo in terms of certain things, and Mike Sherman was all about substance, RC and Jackie, but like now he's mixing in these things that are making A&M it's the most liked and kind of respected. Like you watch like all the SEC shows, the national college football shows, you listen to people talk. I saw a clip the other day from like a bunch of guys. They do a great job talking Alabama football. AJ McCarron's on the show. Those guys. The way they talk about A&M, you're like, yeah, man. Like, and they're even saying that was like what Bama would do under Saban. But then, at the same time, like you listen to like McAfee, I think it was yesterday, talking about A&M. Like, it's the best that the Aggies have been talked about, and it's not just that with the number by their ranking. It's what he's building. You heard what Nick Saban said a couple weeks ago. So, it is something definitely worth hanging on to and clinging to. It's also something that you absolutely see why. Not just, look, if it's not Penn State, it'll be somebody else, maybe it'll take a year, but a couple of years. Like, you want this to keep happening.
Of course.
If I'm Mike Elko and I stay here, I go out and I say at the end of the year, hey, we had that thing earlier in the season. My intention was not to go at anyone or, but I just wanted to nip that, and that's just how I took it. I don't want to answer that question every week that my name comes up, because it's going to, until Penn State is filled or until I sign a new deal or, until I leave, which I don't think. But it's going to until that door is closed and this door is closed. So I don't want to do this every week when I'm trying to win a championship right now. An SEC, make the playoffs, or win bigger.
And by the way,
that's what I was doing. And then I would say, for future reference, I hope this happens again.
Yeah.
I hope that you guys have to ask me about other jobs because it means
And it will.
And I'm never going to answer it.
But let me ask you this: why, if you're a head coach, why would you say there's no chance? I'm leaving. That would be the dumbest thing. Why would you do that to yourself? You don't negotiate with yourself. You make sure you maintain leverage in a negotiation. So he's not going to just completely outright say, 0 chance I'm leaving.
You know what else?
No one would do that.
You know what else a coach could do these days? A coach could say, okay, I'm going to let my agent deal with you guys with the money. I'm going to tell you what I need to stay here because I get everything else. I need a commitment for this much more NIL money, and you guys figure it out. Now, the good news is I think those conversations are happening daily, weekly.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a great job of tailoring this thing. Mike Elko is hands-on involved in how they're going to figure out, how to navigate this new world of the NIL.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's anything that he necessarily has to do is to go in and say, hey, if you guys guarantee me $5 more million each of the next couple of years, I ain't going anywhere. I don't think he has to do that. I think those conversations are ongoing weekly, even in season or every couple of weeks. And the understanding is we have to stay at or near the top.
Yeah.
No matter if this is the climate, if this is and this, or if it goes this way, we have to stay at the very top and near the very top. So how are we going to do that?
All right. We will hit a break here. We'll come back with more here on the Final Countdown, brought to you by La Casa Tequila on TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. Welcome back to the Final Countdown, brought to you by La Casa Tequila here on TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. Friends, it is now time for the Freak of the Week.
It's the Freak of the Week.
Thought you were going to help out.
Did I do it again?
Freak of the Week.
It's too late.
Come on.
It's the Freak of the Week.
Thank you very much. Steve, why don't you start us off on the Freak of the Week?
Oh, my goodness. You would come to me first, wouldn't you? So, let's see. We're going to LSU. Offensively, we're going to have to put up some points. I'm thinking it's more important for our offense to score points. I think our defense will do enough to keep the score maintainable. But I think we got to score over 30 points. So, give me okay. I know what my sleeper is, but give me Reuben Owens.
Okay.
Because we got to run the football. I think that's going to be very paramount. I mean, obviously, passing's important, but if we don't establish the run like we have been, tell me a game we haven't been able to run the ball.
No, they've established.
Yeah. So if we can go into LSU and continue what we've been doing on the ground, man, I feel real confident about the amount of points we put up. That's what I'm thinking. 30 plus wins it.
Billy?
I was thinking of Concepcion. I was thinking of Craver. I was thinking of Owens. I thought about the offensive line and just naming that, doing a Seth and picking a whole position. But I do think that's going to be the best unit on the field Saturday night. And that is why I will pick A&M and take my chances wherever they play. I'm going to go with Marcel Reed this week.
Okay.
I'm going to go Marcel Reed. He had, I think the last 2 weeks he's been really good, really good.
Yep.
He had a quiet stretch in the second, third quarter against Florida, but that both teams did. That turned into a defensive fist fight. But I thought he was really good then too, because he was just calm. And but what he looked like these last two games, you look at the start to the Florida game, you look at 4 quarters against Arkansas. I mean, he's been sensational. I'm going to go with Marcel.
Nice.
And look, last time we saw him play this team, he carved him up with his legs. He might be able to do it this week throwing the ball. So
he's such a ball.
I'll go with 10, and then on defense I'll go with 9.
I knew you were going
Give me Cassius Howell, like going against that banged up tackle position at LSU. If the Aggies can play from in front in the second half, I think he could have make a couple of absolute game changing plays via the pass rush.
How do you feel about mine? I'm going to go Torian York.
Okay.
Because I don't think Torian had the best stats last game.
No.
And, he looked, Taylor Green makes everybody look slow. I think he's going to have a bounce back game, and he's going to be a monster on the field.
I would love that.
This is a better matchup for him than last week.
I think so too.
All right, now let's do the sleeper of the week, presented by the Sleep Station. Go see Jared McLeod and ask about the Tempur-Pedic or the purple mattress in the Specs parking lot at Texas and Harvey, and in
Curious
front of
about
Lowe's
the purple.
at the William D. Fitch location in Highway 6.
Big fan of the Tempur-Pedic. I'm getting curious about the purple for the guest room.
I'd love to sample some mattresses.
Just pull the trigger, man. Just make it happen.
Yeah, I'm questioning that or the heirloom. That's the one that one got me. Go ahead.
My sleeper's E.J. Smith.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been so pumped watching him run the football the last couple weeks. The way he's stepped up with Moss going down. I was extremely nervous.
Yeah.
When I heard that Moss was going to be out for a while, I'm like, oh my God, I was having flashbacks to last year.
Look at him run, just finish guys, carry dudes.
And Reuben stepped up, but then you see EJ come in as that number 2 guy, just wrecking shop, running through tackles, which is what Moss was doing for us.
Yeah.
And the other guys weren't necessarily doing. But he's coming in there, he's breaking tackles, getting yards after contact,
running
falling
dudes
forward.
over.
Yes. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what changed with this guy. Is it physical, mental, or both?
He was banged up last year. I think he's healthy now, yeah.
Well, he looked
great in camp,
really
too. They just have a great room. He caught my eye a lot during August.
Well, obviously they caught the coach's eye because they're giving him the carries. They're seeing what he's doing on the field. I expect him to start getting more. And in critical plays, they're giving him the ball. Like, what? Like, there's no other thing a coach can do to show that they believe in you more than give you the ball on 4th and 1 on the 35.
Right.
Right?
That's the truth.
Give me E.J. Smith.
Billy, you're a sleeper.
I'm going to go with I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to stick on the defensive line this week, and I'm going to go DJ Hicks.
Okay.
We don't talk about the inside guys
Go DJ.
enough. Couple of maybe a big sack, a couple TFLs this week for Hicks, and
That'd be awesome.
offensively, I'm going to stick in the backfield, and I'm going to go Amari Daniels.
Okay.
Who, look, well, I'm going to go with the two Amaris. A big play by Amari Daniels and Amari Niblack. Catch by Niblack. I think Daniels, because see, what happens is he gets on the field because he's by far their best blocking back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because of that, he's out there. He's going to get, he might pop a nice run. So I'm going to go with the Amaris.
Let's go, Amari.
Okay, I'm going to go. So last week it was ABR, Ashton Melville Roman, who was a sleeper. And I think you may have picked him, Billy.
Yeah.
I think you might have.
That was a
You're
good
going
pick.
Bussy.
I'm going Terry Bussey.
I like it. I like
it's Terry Bussey's turn to do it. I think he spoke to the media this week. He's been waiting his turn. He's had some moments. He's going to have another big moment.
I like that. I think you can alternate. Every week on your Freak of the Week, you could sit there and go Concepcion, Craver, alternate them, and in the Sleeper of the Week every week, I think you can start alternating Bussy and ABR, and you can feel pretty good about those picks each week.
And I also think pretty much every week you can choose a tight end to make one of those plays. You're like, we needed that play.
Yeah,
yeah. Every week you can have that. All right, we'll hit a break here. When we come back on the other side, we'll do Pick 6, brought to you by Prize Picks, that and more. It is TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. The final countdown, brought to you by La Casa Tequila.
Welcome back into TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. In time for the Pick Six on the final countdown, brought to you by La Casa Tequila. I almost went go hour on you. I almost went. And this is brought to you by PrizePicks.com/TexAgs. Use the code TexAgs to get $50 once you play in $5 lineups. Luke Evangelist at
Prize
the Angry.
Picks. Love it. Luke, the Angry Elephant Social Center.
Yep.
Change our results. Nuño blamed it on you.
I did. Oh, well.
You did.
Then I asked him, and he said it wasn't me.
Okay, but it was on text, blamed on you. Steve, delete the tie and give him an extra win. Billy, delete the tie and give him an extra win.
Richard said he's the one who did it.
Seth, delete the tie and give him a loss.
An L. Big L.
That is how the week went. Nuño,
I got my hat
Jamie
tied.
McCoy, Olin, all ties. And by the way, Olin is catching you.
Yeah, I'm going to lose. I've had a horrible couple weeks.
Lose.
Yeah. And I'm not
Will
going
yourself to a victory.
one.
I'm not going to get a sleeve or a tattoo. That's not going to happen for me.
Neither is Olin.
She'll grow a
You don't think
beard.
he'll do it?
He would do a tattoo. He ain't doing a sleeve.
That's crazy.
The whole arm?
First of all, the arm sleeve is going to cost that much to get.
Yeah, people have already donated money. We had
His
people in
skin
the
is
super
too
chat.
loose to do a whole sleeve.
Yeah,
by
that's
the way.
true.
They probably wouldn't even do it.
Yeah.
They're going to turn him down.
Yes,
Your arm's too flabby.
Too much
It's
loose
not his
skin,
fat.
sir.
Yeah, like they're not going to.
That's mean.
It's not going to look good, sir.
Catalyst said they would pay for it if he did a Catalyst logo, by the way.
Oh, that would be cool.
And it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
little
just
look.
get the Catalyst logo. I don't think his arm is such that they would turn down a tattoo.
I don't know. We'll see.
Wow.
And maybe somebody will donate their services who listens to TexAgs. All right, Luke, maybe we can tattoo your mustache. Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into game one, which is number 8 Ole Miss at number.
Luke, you should tattoo your mustache on your finger.
So I can just.
And you can just do that and then move it, and it's the same thing.
Good idea.
Right.
Number 8 Ole Miss at number 13 Oklahoma, 11 a.m. Oklahoma is favored by 4.5.
Interesting.
4.5.
I'm taking Oklahoma.
I am too.
Feeling they're going to bounce back.
God, I don't know like them beating anybody by 5. I think Lane Kiffin's distracted right now, and I think this is the week we start to see it. They had a very emotional loss, but I watched OU against South Carolina, man. They just don't.
They're at home.
They don't do it for me, but I'm going to go off feel on this one, and I think I'm going to go. OU.
Are you making picks in this?
I'm going to do mine on the go hour.
Got you. All right, next game we've got number 15 Missouri at number 10 Vanderbilt, 2:30 p.m. in Nashville. This is where game day is. Vanderbilt is a 2.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I'm picking Vanderbilt on this one.
Any reason why?
I mean, I just think they're a good football team.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think they lost to Alabama. Could have played that game a lot closer, maybe even won it. They just beat LSU at home. They're playing at home with game day there. I don't know. I think they'll win by 3 or more.
It's 2.5.
Yep.
I think I'm going to go. I went Missouri on my other pick 'em. I just.
You feel good with that? Like splitting your picks?
No, I don't. I'm trying to win one of the two, so it kind of helps.
Try to win the other one, dude. Just give up on this one.
Well, I mean, I'm like, they're both actually. It's funny because after all this time, I'm 1 pick up on Amanda, and I'm 2 picks behind the lead on this one, and like.
Oh, you're there.
I'm up there, so I could win both. It'd be I'd be unbearable. So I'm going to go with. I am changing that to Vandy, though. You know why? Because I think Missouri struggled enough with. They struggled enough with Auburn this week. I just don't. I think Missouri's good.
Yeah,
I think they're going to give A&M hell in Columbia, and hopefully the Aggies can outlast them. But that's going to be a tough game. But 2 weeks in a row away from home, I think it starts to get to what you have to watch Vandy for the hangovers when they go to Austin, and you hope they don't have one because I think they're going to win 2 in a row here at home.
Yeah.
Speaking of Austin, we've got Texas playing at Mississippi State, not in Austin. They are in Starkville, and Texas is a 6.5-point favorite on the road.
That's a hard one, guys.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
I'm going to go Mississippi State to cover.
Texas to win?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have to pick that. I don't know what I'm going to pick there, but I think Mississippi State gets to cover.
Yeah.
Because
I agree with you.
I could see Mississippi State winning that football game. So if I can say that, and you're going to give me 6.5. Bothwell might be back. He's listed as questionable. They've got now, as we record this, they've got Shapen throwing to Brennan Thompson and Anthony Evans. Like, I like Mississippi State. Like, they're not great on defense, but Texas is struggling so much on offense. I think they can whip them up front. So I'm going to go with Mississippi State and the Cowbells.
Yeah, I think Mississippi State too. But I am going to pick Texas to cover. I'm just going to hedge my emotional bet. That way, if Mississippi State wins, I can feel good about that.
Yeah.
But if Texas pulls it out, I'll take the W. So give me Texas.
Or Texas pulls it out by 3, and then I get the W. And you lose on both fronts.
Yeah, dang it. Screw you, Billy.
Next up, we've got number 4 Alabama at South Carolina, 2:30 p.m. kickoff. Also, the State Fair not going on. That is an important thing to note, and that is Alabama favored by 11.5.
Wow, that's insulting. If I was South Carolina, I would take that personal. 11.5 at home.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we been 11.5 or more?
Probably to Alabama several times. We beat them one time. We were like
14
more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna still take Alabama to cover that.
I am too. I think they throttle these guys. South Carolina can't block. Therefore, Sellers, no matter how tough he is as a runner, he can't really do much. And I think Bama obliterates them.
Number 17, Tennessee at Kentucky. Night game, 6:45 kickoff in Lexington. Tennessee, 9.5-point favorites on the road.
Man.
At Kentucky.
Yeah.
Kentucky's offense
some teams
is really...
in orange might struggle in Lexington.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. That's a rivalry. Like, Kentucky hates them. But Tennessee's weakness is their defense, and I don't think Kentucky can do much with that. I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go Tennessee here. I think they kind of expended all their emotional energy last week against Texas, only to lose.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tennessee too.
All right, Luke, let's get to the best game.
To close it out, we've got number 3 Texas A&M at number 20 LSU. Night game in Baton Rouge, 6:30 p.m. kickoff. A&M, a 2.5-point favorite on the road.
2.5 points.
I'm just going to say,
I'm taking A&M. Period.
I'm taking A&M, and I believe in A&M. And if it would be like 3.5, I might be inclined to go, hey, 4-quarter battle, Aggies by a field goal, but I don't even think so. I think I like where the Aggies are at. I know they're going to get LSU's best shot. I can certainly see this game playing out where the Aggies don't win it, but I think I feel much better about them going down there and handling business. I feel good about the O-line, the quarterback, the running game, the playmakers, the defensive front, and a motivated defense after what happened last week versus struggling LSU offense. And it doesn't mean LSU won't make plays. And then the head coaches. I feel good about all those things on A&M's side. And I will take focus and a team on a mission over desperation. Desperation is scary. Desperation is in the SEC. You would rather not see that. But like Steve said, you generally either face a really good team or a really desperate team every week. And A&M, I think, is used to that. And I'll go with the focused team on a mission in this one. They've been checking boxes of things they haven't done in a real long time all year. And I think the next one is to win a game in the place they hadn't won since Steve McKinney was
freshman
running around getting drunk off his ass as an 18-year-old as a red shirt.
That never happened, Mom.
Oh, you didn't red shirt.
No,
yeah, I take that back, Miss McKinney. He never did that. His friends might have, but
rumors, alleged.
Hey, speaking of bad tattoos, that's what he was doing at that time.
Oh yeah,
Steve's
baby.
getting like,
Is that where you got your arm one?
It was like, let me just throw a dart at the wall. Yeah, I'll take that one.
he got a chest tattoo of some like winged creature, and no one knew what it was.
You know, sometimes those Sunday mornings after
What
a
is
game, you know, it's a griffin. I think that's what they call it.
You know what a griffin is?
Your dog.
Well, it is that too, but you know
That's where you got the name from.
What is it? What's a griffin?
It's like
I believe it's a winged lion.
It's a lion with wings.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I thought it looked cool on paper.
It's a liger.
Hey, Steve, before we let you go, we got a minute or two left. The offensive line, we didn't really break them down, how clean Marcelo's been. Just talk about that for a bit.
I mean, the offensive line's been amazing all year. I mean, the way they've protected and given him a clean pocket, you know, the way we've been able to run the football, the lack of lost yardage plays. We've had few penalties. We've had a couple games where I'm going, guys, you know, let's cut the penalties out, and we're almost perfect here. But yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line, Coach Cushing. I mean, they've done a phenomenal job up front, and you know, it's a huge part of why we're winning right now. Is when you have that kind of time in the pocket and that ability to get positive yards on first and second down, you're going to naturally be more successful. So I mean, I think we're doing a good job up front.
Speaking of those penalties too, 3 a couple weeks ago, I think it was 7 last week. They've significantly cut those down.
Yes, luckily, because we couldn't keep going at 13 a game. Eventually, that was going to bite you.
I just, man, again, win the line of scrimmage, run the football, stop the run, get after the quarterback, make plays, like let your playmakers make plays. And then just want it more. And A&M's, every one of those boxes they've checked almost every single game.
Yeah.
And so just keep doing what you're doing. And I think I would love nothing more than seeing him in their bye week, unblemished, and let 2 weeks of buildup of the whole country kind of talk about, hey, look at their remaining schedule.
Yeah.
What do we think they're going to do here? Because what's going to happen is everyone's going to look at us and go, they're going to run the table. And I'm not saying they would. They can beat LSU, and it doesn't make Missouri any easier or tougher. It doesn't make Texas, like whatever they do to get better between now and then, A&M, what they do Saturday has nothing to do with that. So it's not guaranteed, but what I'm telling you is people are going to look at this, like they're going to look at the last 3 SEC games, and they're going to say, if A&M wins in Death Valley tomorrow night, they're going to say Texas A&M should win out. And again, like that would be premature as well. But I'm just telling you what the country is going to look at and say, and it'll be good. It would be great for these award nominees. It'll be great for the visibility of Elko's program and Texas A&M, and it'll be great for just, I think, creating more and more of a stir and a fervor here in College Station around this program, and let these guys really start to realize, like, man, we can really, really do this. And I think they already feel that way, which is why I think they'll go down there.
Did you just say stir and a fervor? Is that what you
I said something about a fervor. I don't know what that first word was.
I thought you said something about stirring a fervor.
No, build up the fervor.
Oh, I was like, I don't even know what that saying means.
Steve, Billy, thank you very much. And thank you to La Casa Tequila. That's going to do it for TexAgs Live here, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We'll see
Liucci, McKinney, and the old man in the sea.
You mean
old graybeard?
You mean the guy from Kazakhstan? Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.